Wrong one. Better. You could get Justin Wang for this. Pachinko. And that audio is a part of the CD. You can get a clean version, but what's the point? Someone piss on the CD? Like, what the fuck? Hi. Alright, fuck that rot. I cannot take it seriously. But welcome all the same. I'm Low Energy Videos, but I wouldn't blame you if you didn't know. I have been kind of all over the place as of late. Sorry about the lack of podcast. I've only got myself to blame. I got very drunk and I fell asleep and then I didn't wake up in time. In fact, it's a part of a wider issue I've been having related to streaming. I've kind of, how I've been doing it as of late, I've kind of lost a lot of interest over. So I now need to start looking at what I want to do with this channel and Twitch. Twitch takes care of itself. It's the place I go to play video games. But here, I feel like I could be doing a lot more with this place, and yet I don't. Podcast, the travel videos, the live streams, they're all well and good, but I can keep doing more. And I want to do more. Not quite sure what though. Kind of at an impasse in my journey through life, and it's just not cutting it for me anymore. So what we'll probably do is we'll probably expand out some new ideas, or old ideas that have been being tossed around for a while. I'm looking forward to seeing what I can do. Anyway, doesn't matter. I didn't make any content yesterday, and I should change that by making content today. So not only are you getting this stream for a few hours, I'm then going to go over to Twitch and play some Final Fantasy VII because I've been enjoying Final Fantasy VII. So I'm just going to keep playing that until I no longer enjoy it or until we beat it. You guys seem to be enjoying it. Few things to talk about. Number one, we're actually really close to getting that goal now. You see it up there at the top. I have it extra just in case we ever make money while Krendar's on. I've got about another 15, give or take, I think, more to raise. So obviously you won't be seeing me playing it anytime soon because I still got to get myself the hard drive. I should be able to pick up the hard drive next week, honestly. Maybe not. but I'd have the vast majority of the money put aside. I'm also due getting some more cash and the money from Twitch, which no sign on the check yet. Won't be coming in this week now because it's Friday. Yeah, if you guys could help out in any way towards that goal, greatly appreciate it. Never required, but you guys will be able to see firsthand me playing Total War 3. I played the base game of it without any of the connections with the Immortal Armies because it was on Epic for free, and you can't do Epic and connect it to Steam. It's fucking stupid. Once I get that, I mean, I still want the Ogre Kingdoms, and I still want the Chaos Dwarfs, but one thing at a time. Beyond that, now that the money is coming in on Twitch again, that means the watch parties are back on. So we have to decide sometime this week when to do that. I also asked John Morgan if he wanted to do a coffee and chat soon, and he said he's on board with that. So we just have to work a timetable that's good for him. With my sickness, if you don't know, I'm coming off a really bad throat infection. Speak of the devil. Besides that, we have a but besides it, that I was also like just squandering the days, getting hammered, getting very hammered at Heroic. It's a launcher for Epic and GOG that you connect to Steam. Oh, that's cool, but they took away my Total Warhammer 3, and I think you have to connect it via Total Warhammer's own server. So if I have Total Warhammer 1 and 2 on Steam, it's no good for having it over on Epic. I could be wrong there, but I might as well just get it for the for Steam. Beyond that, I don't know what my timetable here will be. I mean, tonight I'm probably going to stream for about 3 hours here, and then head over to Twitch to play some Fallout until I grow tired. Not Fallout. Final Fantasy. Both start with F. I think Mango's on board for next week again, but obviously I wouldn't hold it against her if after 2 weeks of me fucking around, one of which really wasn't my fault, but the second one really was my fault. I wouldn't blame her if she wasn't on board. But I've also asked Raisin, so we could in theory have both on. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, Brenda and I have been pondering our proverbial orbs in what to do with the podcast going forward, and I want to see some change. I want to see some positive growth. Not only that, like, it does feel like a little stale at this point now. I mean, if you guys are enjoying it, of course it's great, but I want to be able to say that we're trying some new stuff. Yeah. Brenda also said he's on board for a co-op, and we just have to decide on what game would appeal to him and me, and what games do we have. Total War wouldn't count. He doesn't like it. He did not like the game. Shame. I absolutely fucking love it. Hence why it's the stream goal. Once I get that and I get the hard drive, I'll be able to say, we have to work this shit out. And look, none of that matters right now, because I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing great. Oh yeah, Vosh got name dropped in a manifesto for someone who tried to shoot up a school. They have him down as terrorist. A lot of other people come in all shapes and sizes, like Trump is a con man. But Vosh is just down as terrorist. Yeah, kinda. Scholastic defense. No, personal defense against anyone. I suppose that would count to some people as terrorism. Not I. No. I can think of some people on the left way worse than him. History. There it is.
I guess. Peepsy. It comes but once a year. You know, let's give it the old taste test here. It's not bad. It doesn't taste like Peeps to me at all. It tastes almost like cinnamon. Now, of course, with all liquid-based sausages, we have our trials ahead of us because it's really hard to keep the liquid inside of the sausage. We've tried brining it. We've tried boiling the sausage in its own juices. Nothing seems to work. So I have an idea. We're gonna load this puppy up with so much cornstarch it's gonna taste like Peepsy and cornstarch. But
No.
let's get our sausage in order here. Sausage hammer, thy will be done.
Sausage hammer. Why doesn't he take the meat out of it before he goes in? Before he starts?
Well, alright, we have our meat. Now we gotta make the Peepsy slurry.
Ugh. This is something Cobes would make.
That is some Peepsy gravy if I've ever seen it. Paramount. If you like normal Peepsy, get ready for Peepsy Thick. Let's finish this off with some
Peepsy Thick.
Let's start this off, rather.
That's what they called me in college.
And pepper. And a couple of squirts of Peepsy Thick.
Oh.
One more for good luck.
No.
This looks to be a little too small to mix in, and I don't want to run upstairs to get the vomit bucket. And if this is your first time watching the channel, no, the sausages do not get better. Now we got the stuff.
They get worse.
Peepsy sausage.
He's learned.
Shout, shout, Peepsy sausage. These are the things I can do without.
So messy.
That's the Peepsy water.
Peepsy.
3, 2, 1. Let's sausage.
Ugh.
It's a thick Peepsy sausage.
Look at all the liquid.
And that's it. With special thanks to today's Mark Box artist, this guy. You eat what I give you. This Will It Blow is brought to you by Hell.
No, it isn't. It's not brought to you by anything. It is the exact opposite. It is taken to you by HelloFresh. Because we're all lesser because of capitalism.
Your first box ships free. So will it
blow? Yes, it blew.
Congratulations to everyone. I'm gonna have to give that Will It Blow 5 Mark Ruffalos. I would throw this in the smoker, but I don't want it to taste like smoke. So we're gonna throw it in the toaster oven at 250 for an hour. 20 minutes in, looking good. 20 minutes left to go, and it's looking like it's starting to leak.
Yep.
It's done. It looks mostly done.
Oh yeah, I put the fire next to the wood. What's the worst that could happen?
Open it up and see how we did.
It's just oozing.
Way off with that one. Oh,
the ooze.
Well, get ready to mark this one as another failure. It's so drippy. Let's put it into our, misery here.
Oh,
Well, it tastes like Peepsy, which I didn't like the taste to begin with, so already we're not doing great. It tastes like turkey and Peepsy.
No more!
Actually, I
Stop!
think I prefer the taste of thick Peepsy more than I do the normal Peepsy. In conclusion, it's not
Peepsy.
very good. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I wouldn't recommend drinking Peepsy to anyone. So I'm gonna have to give this sausage here, if you can even call it that, a 1 out of 5.
What a disaster.
Bop, 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 bop.
Peepsy. From food to food, baby. A spicy burger from Narayutu. I've never heard of that one before.
I used Squarespace to build both base sites. All.com/Batman.
準決勝は雷バーガー特製超激辛バーガー大食い対決これ本当に人間が食って大丈夫なんだろうな始め
Hello there, welcome back to another episode of Anime with Alvin. Today, I'll be taking on the super hot and spicy burger from Boruto, a spiritual...
I have to ask, why is it so spicy? Like, at that point, it's no longer pleasurable, it's just fire.
successor to Naruto. Although this burger seems to be loaded with only spice, I'm going to try to make this as delicious as possible. And when it comes to making a burger delicious, a big part of it is making your own ground beef. To start, I have 3 pounds of beautiful boneless short ribs here with lots of marbling and fat, and I'm just cutting these up into small chunks so that I can place them onto a tray lined with parchment paper and set to freeze for about 20 minutes until firm. While that hangs out in the freezer, I'm going to go ahead and start by making some burger buns. If you've been following this channel, we've done that many times before. In a bowl of a stand mixer, I'm adding in 500 grams of bread flour, 7 grams of instant dried yeast, 25 grams of granulated sugar, 10 grams of kosher salt, 100 grams of warm whole milk, 200 grams of warm water, and mixing that until it comes together into a dough. For a spice element, I'm adding in about 3 tablespoons of smoked paprika. This will both add a nice color and flavor to the buns without killing it with spice. When the dough is starting to look good, I'm adding in
So, a Hungarian bread then.
85 grams of unsalted butter, which is cubed and also very soft, 1 bit at a time until the dough has absorbed
Paprika and a whole lot of grease.
or so, but the result should be a beautiful orange.
Everything
dye
had a-
that is sticky and soft to work with. This gets shaped into
Oil
a
to it
nice
in
ball
Budapest.
and set to
From
proof
the-
for about 1 to 1.5 hours. While the dough rises, I'm gonna work on a spicy ketchup. This seems to be the red sauce that glazes the burger in the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop up 1 large jalapeno, a large shallot, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, and saute that in a saucepan with about 2 tablespoons of butter until fragrant. Once that's looking good, in goes about 1/4 cup of Chipotle Tabasco sauce. I like the smoky version.
Oh god, my colon is already not happy with
This
this.
has reduced and the sugars have started to caramelize a little bit. I'm going to use an immersion blender directly into the pot to puree all the goodness and create a nice smooth texture for a very savory and delicious ketchup that could
I got like a Red Star Carolina Reaper, like barbecue sauce, and it is, oh god, it's, no matter how little I use, it always finds a way to ruin my day.
pretty much go on
Not taste-wise, it's nice tasting.
anything. Just
A
not-
smoky
Now that it's been
fire
about
as you can
20
get.
minutes and our beef is roughly 30 to 40% frozen through.
Raisin
Beef
probably
goes
able to
through
eat
a
it with no
process
problem.
and pulsed until they are small pebble-like sizes. Whoa. Strong. I like to do these in batches because if you add them all at once, things can get stuck pretty easily. Personally, I like this method over using a meat grinder attachment because it's less to worry about and you could freeze your meat for a little longer than you need to and they'll still break down really easily. To make this a spicy way, I decided to add in
Maybe a
tablespoon of
certain,
cayenne pepper and 2 tablespoons of paprika, but not salt because that will be later. The beef is still pretty cold, so I'm gonna wait for it to soften.
Maybe ordinary sausage
So
you get
we
that.
get time to work on our buns. Out goes our
Look at the color on it.
orange dough onto our surface, divided equally into 4 and shaped and rolled into 4 beautiful burger buns. These go on a tray lined with parchment paper and left to proof for about another 30 minutes or so, just so that they can blossom again in size. Once they have
Blossom.
heat our oven to 350 degrees and baking our
I don't
buns
trust
for
that
about
word,
30 to 35
blossom.
minutes, just until the dough is cooked through. We're gonna do a little bit of arts and crafts. What seems to sit on top of the burger is a red skull and crossbones dusted with a chili powder of some sort to signify that this burger is in fact very deadly. So I went ahead, pulled up an image of Skull and Crossbones on my phone, and delicately traced out a little parchment paper stencil, so to speak.
Yeah, that's clever.
We have our stencil. The scariest part about this burger is that in the show, it seems to be laden with an entire moundful of just straight up chilies as a condiment. And I was about to straight up throw on 20 bird's eye chilies on this burger, but Andrew came by and had the great idea of making them slightly pickled to lower their hotness, which is a fantastic move. We're gonna make a quick pickle brine with half a cup.
Still fuck you up though.
2 tablespoons of honey and a pinch of salt. Get that to boiling, pour that over a hefty amount of our bird's eye chilies. Put some ice cubes in there to cool it down, and let that sit for about 30 minutes to an hour until they've been pickled. In the show, the burger seems to be on the thicker side, so I'm going for more of a pub style burger than a smash burger. These ended up being around 5 to 6 ounces or so, shaped into a disc-like shape and seared into a hot stainless steel cast iron skillet over medium-high heat with a little bit of vegetable oil. Both sides get seasoned with salt and cook for around 5 minutes total depending on the heat and fire of your pan. But a burger is also not a burger unless its buns are toasted, so once I bisected one of these beautiful orange buns, wow, look at that. They get toasted for about 5 minutes on a low heat with a little bit of butter until golden brown. It is now time to assemble the burger. Bottom bun, our nice thick juicy patty cooked to a medium, a healthy spread of our smoky ketchup with jalapeno, shallot, and garlic. About 10 to 15 of our quick pickled bird's eye chilies sit right on top of our little bed of ketchup, a couple of leaves of dark beautiful lettuce. And to make this stencil adhere to the bun, I decided to go with a little bit of honey butter. 2 tablespoons of butter to 1 tablespoon of honey melted until warm and sticky. And this beautiful mixture gets brushed lightly over the finished bun. To put this stencil to work, I'm applying that right in the middle of the top bun of a burger. And the whole thing gets a pretty healthy dusting of chili powder. Now it feels I'm playing Operation as I attempt to lift the parchment paper Skull and Crossbones off without disturbing the mountain of chili powder on top. This is why I'm a doctor. If I saw this lying around or served at a party, I would probably stay away, as I am a spice wuss and my mom hates me for it. But nevertheless, I present to you our version of
it. Looks really nice, but it would just destroy me.
Spicy burger from Boruto. All that's left is to take a bite and see how we did. Get a little cross section going here. Pretty good if I do say so myself. I definitely felt at least 3 to 4 bird's eye chilies entering my mouth as I bit through. But I have to say, even though this is very, very spicy, it is very delicious. The star of the show has to still be the patty though. You can't really go wrong with putting good beef into a burger bun. And even though this might be delicious with cheese, I don't think this kind of burger needs it. But what does Andrew think? Oh yeah, it looks like the spice is hitting him too. Okay. Oh, he seems to like it as well. And well, I have to say between the two of us, we pretty much finished the whole thing, except the fact that we were reminded that there was a crew that we should probably let taste this. So we gave them the last like 5%. Someone gonna eat all those chilies we made?
Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring today's episode. They've been a great partner in supporting the Babish culinary universe and bringing my websites to life, from websites to online.
That burger almost looked too pretty to eat. There we go.
But the ones we cover here don't turn out to...
Here's Walter.
Hey everyone, my name's Walter, and I'm here to bring you some more posts and stories from Reddit. We're back here once again with the nice guys, many define themselves by the nice deeds they do for people, especially women.
I'm a nice guy.
But the ones we cover here don't turn out to actually be nice. Let's get into it with nice guys from Reddit. These posts come to us from Reddit nice guys, of course.
Those fedora wearing nice guys, they're basically, like, they'd all be grown up by now. Makes you wonder, like, are they absolutely humiliated and try to hide it, or are they more of a like, are they actually just somebody who can handle the jokes and shit, or are they like, there's nothing wrong, I'm living my life, in which case it's technically true.
Y'all want to blame men for everything, and
Y'all
you can't even stay out of some other dude's bed or don't have any real skill at anything. Y'all just taking...
They have skill of having sex with some random dude. That sounds like a good enough skill to me.
...in this time. Yeah, I'm being for real. Most of y'all can't even truly contribute to society. And y'all still think y'all the shit should be treated like a queen. Like, are you for real? You don't even do shit that matters. Get degrees for what? Shit that don't even matter. Do shit that's so easy anyone can do it. And still want to act like you're worth this and that. You want to party and do your thing? Cool. I'm just saying. Don't say you want a relationship if you have any doubt you might be wrong. A lot of us dudes are trying to wife up and take care of our women. I know I am. Why would a high-caliber man want a low-caliber woman?
High caliber man.
I'm not sure what being
Now
a
I'm just picturing like a bunch of dudes being shoved into a magazine.
caliber man entails, aside from typing like a moron. That's a theme we run into with these posts. Don't say you want a relationship if you think you have any doubt. Oh man, child, the girls who said they want a relationship still want a relationship. Just not with you. But if you really wanted a relationship, you'd take the first person who would take you, of course. That's what they'd do too, right? If you want to choose the person with whom you want that relationship, it means you don't really want it, obviously. I'm honestly giving up on dating apps. I thought I had it all planned out, but turned out to be futile. I haven't been a hit on dating apps for the past 4 years. Never had sex at university because a lot of females couldn't understand me. And preferred the more woke and physically attractive guys who are like 6 foot because they have the
Woke is becoming such a worthless term now that a poll was recently done on a bunch of right-wingers, and they're like, all across the board, from age to social standing, all of them say, stop talking about wokeness and start talking about the economy. High caliber stock. Oh wait. little tiny guys, you put
the upper hand in the dating market. So today I devised
all in like these fancy suits, all being shot out.
A master plan. I set my pictures as a Chad and walked away for about 24 hours before doing any swipes. I changed all my pictures to myself, including changing the bio because a smart female catch on too quickly. I did that with Tinder and Bumble. I matched with well over 200 females, and guess what? Oh, what is it gonna be? That people don't like being catfished? That would be quite the revelation, wouldn't it? None wanted to talk to me.
Earlier today on Tinder, a girl asked, do I want to have a kid? And if so, she can help out. That was like conversation 2 with her. I was like, hi, and then that just drops that shit. Kind of hot, actually. Point is, I do better than these motherfuckers. I don't even have a majestic beard anymore.
These women that swiped right on me had the most perfect body for lovemaking. They now are going to waste their birth years with Chad, while a nice and stable guy like me has cry again.
Has cry again. Are you like the Bob and Vagine guy? What the fuck?
Yeah, emotional outbursts and incel rants are the trademark of a very stable man. Sounds like 200 women were smart enough to dodge a bullet. Good on them. Girls will pound themselves silly with a piece of plastic while leaving a good man that would love them till the end of time in the friend zone. If someone leaves you for a piece of plastic, it's not the piece of plastic.
Truth.
For real, I might be chasing after love, but most of you women can't even...
Also, in all fairness, the plastic doesn't have, like, a lot of drama doesn't happen with the plastic. Most they gotta deal with is their own existential and crippling loneliness. But then they, get a cat.
Last in a relationship 2 to 3 months. Y'all get treated right, and it opens a whole new can of shit that we gotta deal with. I mean, really, I bring shit to the table, and most y'all women just have basic-ass jobs and make basic-ass money and still have the audacity to judge me.
They're not judging you for your job, they're judging you for your attitude, which is shit, and you should feel bad about yourself.
Like most y'all just gonna be a baby
Yo!
mom and know how to give good head or some shit. Like, get the fuck out of here with that all guys want me because I'm pretty bullshit. They just want to get laid most of the time, and then y'all get your heart broken by some dumbass that can't even change a tire.
Yo.
Man, most women can just change a tire themselves. It's really not that difficult. Can't even fix anything.
Look, the scene from the fucking Matrix, Trinity's just like stretching back as like all these chads are flying overhead.
Evaluate your decision in men. And don't forget, by the time you're 35 and not as hot as you was, y'all gonna be wondering where all the good men are. None of y'all are too good for shit. You're human.
Number one, Walter just released a new video as I looked here, so we'll look at that afterwards. And two, that never happens. These stories, they never happen. You're all going to feel worthless and used up, and no one will want you because all the good guys would have left your ass years ago. That doesn't happen. Instead, you just become more bitter and they go off and find somebody who's probably stable and an adult.
Y'all are just as messed up as the rest. We all trying to figure it out. But y'all want to play games. Want to point fingers. But y'all don't want to give a good man the time of day. A good woman can have a high body count. It don't mean shit. But a great woman is mentally strong enough to be in a long-lasting relationship. To be able to get through the hard times without leaving and ghosting. Everyone has problems, so you either are, or are not, ready for a real long-lasting relationship. So he says if women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. When I turn 35, I'm going to morph into a swamp witch and scare the shit out of these nice guys. Like snakes growing out of my head. Yeah, I don't know about them. I'll date a 35-year-old woman. Don't know why I wouldn't. Oh, here's a good one.
Wouldn't it be nice to date an adult? I think that's fantastic.
Really? Another girl who likes BTS? I am very disappointed, Ari. I am using a throwaway account to message you, but I've been following you for 2
Always
years
the
now.
sign of a stable mind.
My notifications on for your posts. I thought you were different, as you were the only Asian I've seen on Twitter who does not talk about K-pop. Well, until yesterday. What's with females' new obsession with feminine Asian cucks? What happened to those who like masculine men? Take a look at Jason Momoa, Channing Tatum, Brad Pitt. Those are
Jason Momoa is an Asian. And Brad Pitt is like really old. Oh, no love for Ryan Gosling.
attractive men, not some Asian guys who look like girls and wear more makeup than the average female.
Female.
It's upsetting because it gives us masculine men no chance, particularly guys.
You see, Bill, you know what's up at the end of the day. And it mostly involves thighs that can crush ham. That's really messy.
Like me who like Asians. I'm really glad this guy could give us some examples of attractive manly men. That's not weird or anything.
No.
It's not even just incels with Asian women. I'm white. I go date a few Asian guys, and the amount of non-Asian guys that come out of the woodwork like it should have been me is incredible. A random white guy at a bar straight up went, "So you like small dicks, huh?" when I was sitting next to my boyfriend at the time. Really weird. There's like some strange entitlement and idea that Asian men aren't real men or anything.
That's actually true. Let's think of all the films that Asian men aren't the main leads in. And even when they are like, say, kung fu films, are they badasses or are they like sort of comic relief? Like Jackie Chan is a great example of that. Bruce Lee was fucking badass and cool. But like, that was decades ago. And hell, like, Jackie Chan's decades ago. A lot of films now don't have Asian guys outside of like Asian films made in Asia. We do have this idea in the West of like Asian guys being like the funny sidekick or the the comic relief or the villain. They're never just a dude. You can never just have an Asian guy as the main guy. I don't get it. It would sell. If you had a setting, if you have an actual script that works, but instead we have this idea that no, they can't work a lead.
You know, this is probably true, but these are also boy bands. They always get a lot of hate. It wasn't any different when we had them in the US.
Yeah.
Hey, before you go calling all men creepy for this, remember guys your age were trying to date you when you were young, but you were only interested in older men. Yeah, those older guys were creeps, but you had every opportunity to date a nice guy your age too, but rejected them all.
I knew one girl who dated an older guy because he had a car. Didn't even give him what he wanted. This was like in college. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. if everyone's on board, there is a power dynamic there for sure. But it's not like some sort of pandemic. Most women will date whoever they find attractive. If they want to go for a daddy figure or just a wallet, then they can. But it's just as likely that guy will make them laugh, which is a huge factor, or they'll have interesting stories to say because they've been alive longer, and maybe they have their life in such a position that they can help her out with her goals. No different if you change the dynamic around too. If you have an older woman looking for a younger man, which there's enough of that online, that's for sure.
Bunch of nice guys out there wondering why you chose a fucking creeper that's balding. Is this an epidemic or something? Or does this guy just have experience in being cucked by older men? In honor of all the balding old men taking women from us.
Oh, I've been seeing some bad pictures of Lucas. He looks like a crazy person now, just full on crazy.
So let's read a very old post from our good friend Lucas Werner, when he was my current age. Well, I'm in the hospital. I had a nervous breakdown at work before the morning meeting. I'm really worried that Trump will take this country in a bigoted and greedy direction. I was crying in
America didn't need Trump for that.
the bathroom about how hard it is to find a woman under 26 to marry one day, or as at the very least date, because liberals have become bigoted and greedy as well. But Trump is the enemy. Well, millennials, I'm almost 37, have tried to date women for 5 years by offering dinner and intimate conversation offline. I've lost...
No one finds you interesting enough to do that. You're creepy and weird. If a woman wanted that from someone, she'd get a guy who was better looking than Lucas. And he'd probably have more money in his pocket than Lucas. Like, if all she wants is, like, a meal, she'd fucking go ahead and do that. It's not that complicated.
180 pounds, gave away $2,500, have been moral despite people thinking atheists are evil.
Moral. What does that even mean? Because he was not acting moral at any point while he's been online. Most you could say is that he's not been trying to, like, attack women in the street like he did before. Me and Lucas should go on a double date with mom and daughter, and I'll go for the daughter. Right? At least to get him out of the fucking homeless shelter. He could get himself cleaned up. After 10 minutes or so, you can floor him out with a single punch. After he screams about the bigots for the billionth time. And then you'll look super strong and brave. And then you can have a three-way with the mom and daughter. Whoa, look at that blur. The sun's setting in just the right way. Ah! We interrupt low energy videos to bring you an atomic blast. Lucas is so fucking creepy. And you know what else? It's really bad when, like, the internet's forgotten a lol cow. I mean, we still remember fucking the Beast. You know? He hasn't done that in years.
Nothing.
We don't remember Lucas until he posts something up and you're like, oh yeah, Lucas is still alive. Anyway, about that Christian.
No love, no offline date. Just stagnant for 5 years despite my best laid efforts to find love from women in the fertile, undated range, as all my exes are with older men.
Fucking fertile, undated range. That's like... He sounds like he's describing a patch of land.
All 8. Including my parents with step-parents. So forgive me if I'm frustrated about bigotry and greed being allowed to control my country after the progress made by President Obama for 8 years.
What?
I'm very frustrated about where the country is headed.
Ah,
After
yes.
5
That's
years,
Barack
Lucas
Obama's
is
legacy in the White House, making sure Lucas doesn't get laid.
right again is dinner with a special girl someday.
Oh,
And
I'm
then he
gonna
shares some
cock block
science
you.
telling you older fathers' kids may live longer. Well, spoilers, he's 43 now and he never did find anyone but a bunch of catfish.
Yep.
I wasn't aware Lucas had a job in the past 20 years. Oh, look at this. In the next post, he says he has a 24-year-old girlfriend and she likes to stroke his bald spot. I think he was just full of it at that time. Well, let's get back to Reddit. This story is from Reddit Nice Guy Stories. Overly friendly coworker turned out to be a dangerous creep. Surprise, I know. I, 26 male, work at a grocery store, and a couple of years ago I encountered a nice guy in the wild. We'll call him Aaron. All names have been changed for privacy purposes. Aaron was a young guy, about 21 to 22. He was very friendly and sociable, but to an uncomfortable degree. He would flirt and act overly friendly with all the girls that worked there and would constantly ask if he could buy them lunch or coffee, even after repeated rejections. I work with a lot of younger women, many of them high school age, which makes it all the more gross. My coworker Sarah said that one night after she got off work, he followed her to her car. But of course he played it off as if he was going to his car, totally innocent. What happened next was what sealed the deal for me that this guy was a total creep. A girl in my department who I am close friends with, Maria, 27 female, asked me one day if I could stand with her at the fruit bar for a bit, as she was making fruit trays. I asked why and she said Aaron had been lurking around the department and wouldn't leave her alone. Apparently he had walked up to her multiple times in the span of a week and asked if he could buy her lunch, and she said, "No thanks, I'm married." It got to the point that the other employees started to complain that he was lurking around too much.
Don't hit on somebody at work. If you become friendly enough that you can go out with them after for a drink or a meal, maybe try your hand then. Maybe, if the lines all line up. Otherwise, work is for work, not to hit on. Most people don't want to be there, so it's not immediately a good place to start hitting on someone.
This dude couldn't take any hints whatsoever and never took no for an answer. Then the big inevitable twist happened. A year later, he left the store and went to work somewhere else. Later found out he was arrested for trying to kidnap a 13-year-old girl and led police on a search across state lines for a week before he was finally apprehended.
What?
So yeah, not surprised by this outcome at all. That is definitely not very surprising. I watch a ton of true crime, and a lot of the time the guys who are known as really creepy don't end up doing great things in life. Okay, let's read another story.
Like, you always expect to hear about, oh no, he's just really bad with people. I'm really bad with people. I don't end up getting fucking arrested.
A friend of 8 years finally shows his colors. This just happened today, and I still don't know how to take it. English is not my first language, so I'm sorry for any grammatical errors. I, 24 female, have been friends with Chris, 26 male, for 8 years now. We've been to high school together and actually stopped meeting, while still in contact by text, for 4 years. For the past 2 years, we've been hanging out. At the start of October, he stopped replying to my texts. Up until then, we'd go out to have coffee / maybe go to the movies once or twice a month. It was pretty chill. We would have fun and catch up on each other's life. I got worried since I knew that his mom wasn't doing great, so I tried to reach out in the meantime, but the only clipped answers I got were from the past week saying that he's been busy, so I didn't pry further. Today, out of nowhere, I get a text from him saying he's had enough of me. At the beginning of October, he asked me to go dance with him, clubbing, and I was all for it until I actually got to that day. I had my braces fixed and tightened, so they were really hurting me. If you had them, you know how much it can hurt. And I'd actually been to the gym, so I was exhausted, on new meds for my hormone levels, and in pain from the braces. I told him I wasn't feeling it anymore, and he said it was totally fine.
Yeah, that does sound like a justification for not going. It sucks if you make plans and then, you know, it then ends up, like, backfiring, but you just reschedule. As an ex-co-worker once told me, don't fuck where you eat. Yep.
His next point was that he felt like I was just trying to fish for excuses so I wouldn't go out with him, and that he'd been...
If he knew her enough, then he wouldn't have been shocked by this. Like, she's on new meds, she's got bad teeth, and she's just back from the gym. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to go out and go, like, clubbing. I wouldn't really do clubbing at all, especially these days. I couldn't think of anything sadder right now. If a bunch of people my age were to suddenly like get in our best outfits and go up to like a club where 20-somethings are. Because you find them out there all the time. All the fucking time you find them out there. Craft bars, cool. You know, like the big like open air gigs, great. Oh, music playing, fantastic. But club, I wouldn't have fit in on the best of days.
Been considering it a pseudo date. That he felt like I was using him for rides, and even though we'd been dating, it wasn't going anywhere, and I was just taking
What?
advantage of him. Thing is, I never even thought we were dating. He never showed any interest in me in that way, and I'm not naive. I know a sign when I see one. He was even telling me about how he was seeing this other girl he wanted to date, showed me her pic and such. I also often paid for meals, tickets, cinema, and other things. I'm no
So?
freeloader, and I even offered to pay for the gas, because it did happen that I asked him for a ride a couple of times. He didn't want any money, even though I insisted, but I did end up paying for meals, which is fair. After that, he thanked me for wasting 2 years of his life, because I never shown interest. Maybe because I
Classic.
don't have any interest in him? I only ever saw him as a friend. I replied laughing and telling him to have a nice holidays before blocking him. I'm honestly speechless, because I wouldn't have ever seen it coming from him. We were getting along very well. Not to mention we planned to ski together and rent a cottage to share. It gives me the creeps just to think about it. Maybe it was a really good thing that this happened now and not then. God, I know it can be hard to define whether you're dating someone if you're sleeping with them, but I have no idea how guys like this decide they're dating without confirming it. Sounds like their meetings were extremely just platonic.
I don't even know. How the fuck do you manage that? Like, they show up all the time, and I'd have just asked her out at some point, and after she said no, I'd have been like, all right, cool, that's it.
Hey, there's no easy way to say this, but I think we should cancel our date tomorrow. I only agreed to go because Lynn kept asking me over and over. But I'm not really interested in pursuing a relationship with you, and I don't think that's fair to you or your time. I hope you can forgive me. You seem like a cool guy. You'll definitely find someone who's a much better fit than me. I don't mind. We can still just hang out if you want, or just mess around. No strings attached. Sorry, no. I really don't think that's a good idea. I hope you find someone who's into you too, dude. Knew you were a bitch. Dodged a bullet. You're going to die alone.
No, I don't think she's going to be the one who dies alone.
Look at this dumbass's skewed perspective. He dodged a bullet? She's the one who said no. And then it gets really pathetic. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm really...
Oh no, not the wall! Not the wall! Waking up to a wall of text is always how she will immediately like fall for you.
a nice guy. I swear. People keep using me or ignoring me, so I get defensive. Please just give me a chance. You're so pretty and nice. Please respond. We can go wherever you want. Please respond. You're so pretty. Don't leave me like everyone else. I hate myself so much. Give me a chance to show you how good of a guy I really am. You'll change.
No. This is
I
like
feel like I need to take a shower after narrating that. Kills me that they think that if you say no, you don't want to date them, that if they throw out there, no strings attached, you'll do a U-turn and agree. If I don't want to spend a couple hours just talking to you, why would I want your penis in any fashion? In the incredibly unlikely event someone took him up on this, there's no chance that it'd be no strings attached. He'd be a clingy stalker for years. Yeah, I doubt he even expected that to work, but might as well throw it out there anyway, right? Stranger things have happened. Anyway, it's about all the time I have for you today.
So this is only 19 minutes old. Stepdad's horrifying incontinence problem. Oh, literal shit.
Hey everyone, my name's Walter, and we're back here to read
Yes,
some more
Walter,
stories
your
I found
name
on
is
Reddit.
Walter.
Third video this week, I did it for once. This is going to be answering the age-old question of who is wrong in any non-violent situation. People post their stories here for help, but a lot of people like to read them for fun and debate the answer. Well, let's begin with stories from Reddit Am I the Asshole? and that is the subreddit we'll be using today. Am I the asshole for being distant with my brother-in-law ever since he came out as gay? My 28 male, wife Sandra, female 27, and her family are from Spain. Her parents and her 3 siblings, Ricardo, Anna, and Bruno, live here in the US too with their respective families. Everyone but Bruno, who's the youngest, is married. As they're from a culture that do some stuff we would consider weird in America, one of which is giving a kiss on the cheek as a hi, I've grown used to do it, so I didn't mind it until now.
Okay.
Around like 2 months ago, maybe a bit more, Bruno called the whole family to tell us he's gay. I don't hate gay people and never thought myself to be a homophobe, so I congratulated Bruno, as did everyone else. We were having a good time in family after that, and this is when my problem came. Bruno said in front of everyone that if I wasn't married to his sister, he would jump on me. Everyone laughed, but it was certainly uncomfortable to me. Later, he doubled it down by saying I have a cute ass.
Okay. That's a bit weird.
Might I add that Anna's husband was there too, and Bruno said nothing to him, only me. When Sandra and I came back home, I tried speaking about how uncomfortable his joke has made me feel, but she just brushed me off by saying that Bruno always jokes like that. She doesn't see why now is different. Next time we saw each other, which was soon after that because her family is very close, was at our home. Bruno had come pick up my eldest 2 kids off to take them to a baseball game. When I opened the door, Bruno said hi, and then he leaned in to kiss me. I realize now that he kissed me close to my lips rather than my cheek. After that, wherever we saw each other, I kinda just pretended to be sick or be busy so I could just shake his hand as a hi. Apparently, Bruno had noticed this because yesterday my wife came up to me and asked if Bruno had done something to make me angry at him. She told me Bruno has seen me off every time he's near and wants to know if he should apologize for something. I told her the same thing I had told her before, plus the kiss thing. She told me I'm exaggerating, Bruno was just joking and such. I've tried telling her that it feels very weird that your brother-in-law, keyword brother, would tell me he likes me and would pursue a relationship with me if I wasn't already family. I've tried saying that I can't talk to Bruno about this, but she told me not to do it. She told me that if my reasons to not give him a kiss are because I'm homophobic, then she'll make up a lie for Bruno. She also told me she's very disappointed. Am I wrong here? God, this isn't really about him being gay, is it? These people are acting like that gives them the right to creep on people, and if they don't like it, they get called homophobic.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Completely ridiculous.
It doesn't matter, like, if... No matter what gender the people would be, like, it's still kind of weird.
Not the asshole. If you were female, it would be totally unacceptable to talk about your ass and jumping on you. Just because you're a dude doesn't mean sexual harassment is okay. Not the asshole, and I would change the way you frame it. You started distancing yourself from Bruno once he started making unwanted sexual advances toward you. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I'm also really glad I don't live somewhere where people expect me to kiss them.
I grew up like that. Like, I grew up with the little kisses on the cheek because it's a very Mediterranean thing to do. It's fine, but I don't introduce myself to that. I don't introduce myself that way.
Oh, here's another infuriating wedding one. Am I the asshole for telling my sister her 4 kids are her +1? I'm 30 male, in the midst of planning a wedding and deciding everything regarding the guest list. We have a hard cap of people allowed given the venue's small size. We can
Makes
only
sense.
have 105 people. Anything after that would not be allowed due to fire codes and venue policy. I have an older sister, Mia, whose life is a bit of a mess right now. She and her latest partner and dad of one of her kids broke up in the last 6 months. She has 4 kids and they are all living at my parents' house for the time being. We opted not to have a child-free wedding after there being so much drama about it, so Mia's 4 kids between 4 and 11 will be at our wedding. She recently got her invite that stated her name and her 4 kids' names. She then called me and said,
Hold on, 4 years old? Like, the kid won't even be aware what's going on.
I assume as an adult I also get a +1. We told her no, she's not in a serious relationship and she and her kids are already about 5% of our total guest list. Our caterer also doesn't charge less for kids, so we're paying about $400 for those 4 kids to be there. We don't want to pay another $100 for some random that she'd bring. She's not dating anyone, but said she could easily find a date or bring a friend to have someone to dance with. We told her she has 4 kids there. That should be enough instead of having a +1. My dad is on my side and is tired of her taking up their house. My mom is a little more sympathetic and saying I should allow her to have a +1 because that's what you do for adults. Spending $600 on just my sister, her kids, and a date when she's not seeing anyone seriously just seems ridiculous to me though. She is pretty ticked off though. Am I being the asshole here? My god, I feel like the date isn't exactly the issue. Why are they bringing a 4-year-old and getting charged $100 for the catering?
Right?
It's worth bringing like one of those kids maybe. $500 is kind of a lot of money. Not the asshole. It's your wedding and your money. If she wants to bring a +1, then let her pay the $100 it's going to be to feed that person. If your mom is all for it, then she can pay for your sister to have a +1. She's broken. I'm not expecting to even get a gift from her. She didn't get a gift from my other sibling last year because money was too tight. I honestly don't care about the gift thing, but I'm already paying roughly $500 for her and her family. An extra $100 just seems unreasonable given she already is bringing 4 extra guests. My partner and I are paying for the entire wedding ourselves.
Kind of weird.
I think she's also the reason why they couldn't have a child-free wedding in the first place, so pretty demanding in general. Yes, because otherwise she's going to be out on the dance floor with her date, expecting that everyone else is keeping an eye on all 4 of her kids as they get into who knows what.
Yeah.
Oh, this next one is one of those feel-good stories where the villain gets owned. Am I the asshole for laughing at my estranged late father's wife when she realized my grandparents gave everything to me?
I just had to read that, just right.
So my father was not my bio father. He and my mom were together from the time I was 6 months old until I was 7. They had my little sister together and divorced after she died. He stayed in my life and swore to me I was still as much his son and he would always be there for me. I loved him and thought the world of him, so I was really glad to hear that. I had no other father figure, really. Well, except for my grandfather, his father. My mom became really unstable after my sister died, and I ended up being raised by my father. When I was 15, he met his wife, Nat, and she had a 3-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son. Nat didn't like me. She knew I wasn't his kid by blood, and she disliked how much my grandparents adored me. She'd always bring up my not being his real kid. She undermined our relationship so many times. Examples. 1. She referred to my dad as a childless parent because my sister died and would say how tragic it would be to lose your only child. 2. When my grandmother would say how like my dad I was, Nat would interject with how impossible that was because I was not his biological child.
That's
One time it
fucking
resulted
weird.
in my grandparents kicking her out of the house. 3. My father was taking me out to celebrate my 17th birthday and she complained that he was going to leave her kids behind. She said he should not be treating them as less than. Told him that they were watching us leave them out and would feel like he didn't love them.
What?
She also said she would not be okay with him treating me like the only kid in the house because I was so much bigger and almost grown. 4. She tried to find out info on my biological father. I became estranged from my father because of all this. He stayed married to her despite all that she did. He even let her say crap to my grandparents about buying me gifts and how that should be spent on younger kids, not an almost adult. My grandparents fought back that I was their grandson. My father sided with Nat. We remained estranged until his death last year. That's when my grandparents went through the legal process to evict Nat and her kids. They owned the house and owned a lot of stuff my father used. They never charged him rent or anything, but wanted me to get everything. Nat was shocked that they would do that. She expected they would let her get the house and other stuff they had given Dad. She asked about her kids, and they said they had not seen those kids in years, so they would not be giving them anything.
Uh-huh.
Nat confronted me over it, and I laughed at her anger at me over it. She said I was nothing and got everything, and how I should be sharing or leaving it to her kids who lost the only father they ever had. I just kept laughing and walked away from her. She showed up where I worked. She told me I was an asshole, and a friend of my father's heard about it and told me I should have just walked away and not laughed. He said at the end of the day her kids were Dad's kids too, and to think about them and how much this must suck for them at least.
It does suck for them, but it sucks for her more, and she was a bitch to him, so henceforth, ha 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 ha. There you go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You take the knife and you twist it in nice and deep, and if someone complains, you pull the knife out, show them the blood and say, would you want some of this too? And then when they back off because they realize that they're fucking with shit that has nothing to do with them, you then go and put the knife back in and twist it. You can be petty as much as you want. Doesn't make you a good person, but my God, it feels good.
Am I the
I may have problems with my family.
asshole? I think it's an appropriate time to laugh. Maybe not about her kids, but her. It's a crying shame. She came from a family where they were treating a stepkid as their own, and she managed to be so jealous she ruined that opportunity for her own kids. What a totally pointless fight started by one person. Doesn't matter. The grandparents made their choice on where they want their assets to go. If Dad was living rent-free, he likely could have afforded a life insurance policy to protect these precious children. The grandparents do not, by their own words, have a relationship with these children, so they don't feel an obligation to them. And at this point, I'm sure that OP doesn't either, since OP was estranged for years. You'll love to see it. And for our last story, we've got something horrifying that has some updates as well.
Okay.
Get ready for this one. Am I the asshole for avoiding my ex-stepdad because his incontinence makes me uncomfortable?
No. There, that's the story done.
First time, my stepdad was dropping my much younger siblings off for the summer at my house and also planned to stay overnight for the drop-off. He'd peed his pants on arrival, but instead of cleaning up, he just stands there in his pee pants talking about it.
Pee pants.
Confused, we tell him to go to the bathroom to clean up, but he says he's had a long drive and just wants to rest for a moment, and then sits on a chair in my house. Later, he finally goes to the bathroom and I scrub the chair. Later in the week, the cat also starts peeing in the chair and it's thrown out. Lots more times. He continues to visit, piss his pants, lounge around, and despite
Pissy pants.
the fact he'd usually brought a change of clothes, borrow my spouse's clothes, piss up our towels or furniture, I'm suspicious. He always seems to have an incontinence episode that he could discreetly solve, but always involves other people.
Why doesn't he just wear diapers?
My siblings confide that their parents are on the brink of divorce and they're getting bullied because their dad pees his pants at school events and discusses it with their peers/parents/school staff. They tell my mom, who tells him that it's disgusting and to start wearing diapers, but he doesn't. Last overnight stay. Around 6 a.m., my stepdad goes into my child's room and wakes her up to tell her he's had an accident in her bathroom, then leaves. When she wakes up, groggy, I stumble to the bathroom and it's a shitpocalypse. There's shit everywhere and the tub looks like an overflowing toilet because he'd mashed turds into the drain.
Ugh.
I clean the bathroom but run out of supplies. While I am at Lowe's getting concentrated bleach because I cannot ever imagine feeling clean in that room again. He calls and asks if I want to go to breakfast. I tell him no, I'm really busy cleaning up his mess and have no appetite. He says he'll be back after he gets breakfast. When he comes back, we have a short tense talk where I tell him I'm uncomfortable. He thanks me for cleaning up after his little accident and leaves. A few months later, my mom calls and says he's been shitting in the tub.
Does he have something wrong with him, like, mentally? Obviously there's something wrong with him physically, but does he not, like, is there something wrong with him mentally too?
I tell her what had happened at my house, and it turns out my siblings all have similar stories. Their marriage is just about over now, and my mom tells him to start wearing diapers, packs her shit and leaves. Years pass, my siblings grow up, I move cities and buy a new home. Last night he went to my sister's house and pulled his old pee pants game. He also announces it's pretty likely he might shit the bed but didn't book a hotel. He says he's gonna stay anyway, but my brother-in-law immediately booked him a hotel and drove him to it. Now, he tells my sister that he's planning to stop by to see my new house. I'm not allowing that. I don't want him in my home. While it's true that I've known him a long time, I feel like this might be a kink of his. It feels disgusting and non-consensual that he involves others.
Just hit him. Just physically attack him and then he won't be a problem. Like, he'll go away. He'll realize that he crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. And that'll put the smile off his face.
This is so fucking weird, I don't even know what to do with it. Not the asshole. Does he not feel uncomfortable at all? And to basically brag about it in public as well. Sounds like he needs a mental health checkup as well as nappies, or to just stop going to other people's homes. I think that is what bothers me. This has happened a lot, even times when he is traveling and has a change of clothes. But he always has to come to our houses and make it a thing. I really am starting to feel like it is a fetish, and it makes me feel disgusting that he is non-consensually dragging us into it. Editing to add, my sister is here and explains it well.
I remember there was this comic that used to pop up. Like, when I would go on, like, Oglaff and stuff like that, there were a bunch of other side comics. And I'd get bored and I'd flick through some. There was one about this lesbian couple who did porn together. Another about a couple that also did porn. A lot of them had people doing porn in them. You know, mostly it was like, meh. But there was one about this dude who transforms into a can. All it was a scat fetish. And it's so matter-of-fact about it that I don't even know why the fuck I read the damn thing. It always sticks out in my mind. It's just this. What the dude, Emo Hallingwolf with his weird diaper fetish.
Alright, let's read this supplementary material. Sister here. I actually met my partner on Reddit, and we just bought a home together. My dad and I have an incredibly strained relationship. Aside from his major incontinence issue, he was very verbally abusive, sometimes physically as well. Our mom's reasoning for not leaving him is that she heard from a family therapist that parents should not split up until their children are at least 18. My brother and I begged them to split. Once she found out about him shitting in the tub, that was the final straw. She would drive us to a truck stop to shower, and she always told the cashier our one bathroom was under construction. After making it out of that home, I went to college, met my partner, and we started this nice life we built. Dad's parents died, and he recently got a sizable inheritance. He told me to try to repair our relationship and
Also, Lucas as well would be another person who's obsessed with shit, because the longer you talk to him about his like weird ass board game, the more it turns into poop jokes, and then you're like, oh, they're not jokes at all, are they?
make up for his past transgressions. He wanted to pay off my student loans to give my partner and I a leg up early on. We decided to try and repair, and he invited himself over. to our house
Money
to visit.
tends to do that.
A few days before he came, he called and said he should not stay with us and we'll get a hotel because he keeps shitting and pissing himself at night. He said he didn't want to ruin our mattress. I said thank you for considering us. I appreciate him getting a hotel and we will still cook him dinner. I was out with my partner getting groceries when he says he is outside of our home. Neither of us were there. I tell him we aren't home and won't be for a bit, confused as to why he didn't go to his hotel yet. He said he will wait the 1+ hours it will take for us to get home because he needs to change his pants once we get there. We lived 3 hours away from each other, and I guess he just didn't stop. We rush home and he brings a duffel bag in and his entire front is soaked. He smells strongly of his own urine. He came inside and stood in our kitchen for 15 minutes while we unpacked groceries. I showed him the bathroom, but he wouldn't go. He stood there in
Why?
his soaked jeans complimenting our home, but we both tried to not look to make things less uncomfortable. He kept talking, telling us stories. He asked for a garbage bag and
Grab him by the cuff, take him into the bathroom and say clean yourself up or get out.
went up to both of us to hug us
John,
separately,
but this
still
isn't...
covered in his own piss.
Yeah.
He then goes to the bathroom and comes out with the garbage bag tied up but his pissed pants in his hand. He sets them on one of our bar stools and continues.
Why doesn't he get a colostomy bag? Like, if it's physical, then why doesn't he get a colostomy bag?
Talking with us before picking them up and putting them in his car. Partner and I cannot understand why he asked for a garbage bag only to carry his soaked pants out by hand. I scrubbed our chair with Clorox wipes, scrubbed the bathroom while he was outside. His duffel bag was still inside after he had taken the pants out. Partner asked if he booked a hotel yet, and he said, "No, well I was thinking." And partner, wanting to protect our home after hearing and seeing what could happen, says, "No worries. I have a hotel rewards program and can get you a nice one down the road." He books it immediately. The evening continued to be uncomfortable. We drove him to the hotel, checked him in, and came home and cried. I was so angry because this behavior has been going on for over a decade now. Partner tried to calm me down. $300+ spent to try to save our sanity and the cleanliness of our home, but was well worth it. I just can't understand why he called and said he'd need to book a hotel and showed up without doing so. He arrives the next morning. We find out through a phone call, "I'm at your house," so we frantically get ready to cook him breakfast. The first thing he says to us is, "I didn't even wet the bed." No hello, not thank you for having me. On his way out, he asked if my sister, OP, was busy, and I made some excuse that she was incredibly busy and this would be a bad weekend to stop by. She protected me from his bullshit growing up so often. I don't want to inflict his presence on her. P.S. He has been talking about paying off my student loans for months, and there's nothing to show for it.
Well, yeah, because then he would just constantly, have no more excuse whatsoever to see them. I can't imagine he has many people in his life for this obvious reason.
Wow, you really have to feel for these people. Everyone on Reddit seems to agree that it's some sort of sick fetish. I don't have much to say at this point about this madness, so you should let me know how you feel about it in the comments.
Or that dude, he went to jail for, obsessing over his sister. And he was obsessed with shit and he fucked himself with... I just ate. No more of that line of dialogue.
Even if you just feel queasy. But that is about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like.
Alright. How about some Daily Dose? Openly stealing in front of employees? Hell yeah.
Hello everyone, this is
This is
your,
your daily dose of the
This
internet.
prank YouTuber wanted to see how other customers would react if he obviously stole items in front of them.
Look at his little dance! His little thievery dance! Aww.
Want to know how hot it is in Australia? This hasn't been switched on. It's just been baking in the Aussie sun. Just goes to show.
Yep. Fucking Egypt.
It's all metal.
This guy was out skiing when he stumbled upon a snowboarder that was upside down, buried deep under snow.
Hold on, I'm coming.
Oh, Jesus.
You okay? You okay? Can you breathe? You alright? I'm good. Okay, okay.
He managed to dig down and save his life.
Take your time, man. Yeah, dude.
1 o'clock every day, the rainbow comes out and you can just scoop it up. Wow.
This guy tricked a monkey with food in order to get his clothes back.
Monkey was saving you from a bad hat. Rolling kitty! No! No!
A group of scientists created these little devices made of wood. They're basically wooden screws that are carrying seeds. When it rains, the screw starts digging in the ground to make it easier for the seed to start growing.
Oh. That's clever. Arg. Arg. Arg?
One of my subscribers found these bugs that pop like popcorn.
That's creepy. Bugs are scary, yo.
I taught my bird how to give me kisses, and now he leans in whenever I ask. Give me a kiss. Thank you,
Aw.
baby.
Ooh, damn.
This artist can draw 8 portraits at the same time.
Jesus. Seems like a very specific skill, but impressive.
I had to watch this like 8 times to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, you can see that they're like socks.
What are those? No. Oh.
No,
This plane is designed to scoop up water from lakes to fight wildfires that are in the area.
Yeah, I've seen these before.
This dog was jealous that this man was kissing his pregnant partner's belly.
Aww.
That is the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. Later.
Central Park. But we haven't watched one of these guys' stuff in ages. Now I have to see about the meatball from the woolly mammoth, just because it's a new meat,
Hello everyone,
or should I say it's an old meat?
Your daily dose of internet. If you don't know what lab-grown meat is, basically scientists take cells from a living animal, place them in a lab, and then grow those cells until the muscle mass is large enough to be harvested. That's really cool,
Yep.
but scientists just did something that's even crazier. A few days ago, they made a giant meatball using the DNA from a woolly mammoth.
Caveman meatball. I wonder what it tasted like. Probably like it was something similar to elephant. So anyone who's eaten elephant. Big Bird.
This might be creepy or weird, but this is just a deer with scent glands.
That's weird. That's creepy. I don't like the
Someone
face
wanted to see if they
vaginas.
could buy food for their pet by driving an RC car into a pet store.
People have been doing this since the 90s, but it's still weird as fuck.
Can he nod? Oh, he's nodding! He's gonna figure it out.
Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up.
A student pilot was flying with a professional pilot when the student accidentally opened the door.
No, 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 no.
Luckily, everything was quickly back under control.
Burp.
These people train their dog to help take pictures when they go traveling.
Dog has not got a fucking clue. Not bad, not bad!
These are professionals, please do not attempt. These racers flipped their boat and had to quickly switch to their oxygen tanks because their boat was sinking.
God. That doesn't mind. I wouldn't mind that in comparison to the plane that had its door open. That's a little bit different.
Don't worry, they both made it out of the boat okay.
Yeah. Okay. What the hell? Oh, it's
This guy got tired.
It's so frozen.
Tired of these kids ringing his doorbell and running away.
Who's still Jesus Christ?
I guess pigeons aren't exactly the best parents.
Right before our eyes. What is going on here? It is hobbling. Lay it.
A scuba diver found a fish with algae growing on its head, and it looks like a pretty cool hairstyle.
Got a Bart Simpson chick haircut going
It
on.
looks kinda goofy, but this is how astronauts train. They often go to deserts here on Earth to practice using their equipment.
Yeah, there's one up in Tenerife, up by the at the summit of the island, that they often go up to.
That is the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed.
Beetlejuice! God damn it, I'd love to see that in
And I'll see you guys again very, very soon.
very, very soon. Right, one more of this, dude. You'd enjoy my just blatant stealing of other people's content. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And check out the links down below for Discord, Twitter, Twitch, which I will be streaming at later on tonight. And if you want to help out, we have ourselves a stream goal. We are very close to getting that game. Whoopsie.
Hello everyone, this is your Daily Dose
Trying to ponder what to watch. Maybe Karen's in the Wild after this? Yeah.
of Internet. A few weeks ago, Samsung admitted that they faked pictures of the moon using AI. So someone decided to test it out to see if it was true. They found a picture of a regular white circle and placed it on the other side of their house. They then zoomed in as much as they could to trick the phone into thinking it was a picture of the moon. The phone camera then replaced that white circle with a picture of the moon.
Yeah. God, you know all those people who think that we've never gone to the moon will be using that as an excuse now. Because that's what they could do in 1960s. This is gonna be loud. Yeah. Doggo. Doggo.
One of my subscribers went inside a grocery store in the UK and saw that they are putting GPS tracking devices on expensive food products.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while. It hasn't happened here. Oh, this is the co-op. Oh, that's cool. They used to have them in Ireland, but they don't anymore.
It's supposed to be a way to prevent people from stealing.
Yeah, Brexit's been...
directly underneath a tornado when it's forming.
A tornado, you say? Well, I suppose it is turning a lot. Tornado. That is fucking surreal, though. Hey, dog! Cat.
These are what old ancient Arabic numbers look like, and they look very similar to the numbers we use today.
Yep.
The symbols they made actually served a purpose. The amount of angles in each symbol marks what that number is. So the number 3 has 3 angles, the number 4 has 4 angles, and the number 5 has 5 angles. Since the symbol of 0 has no angles of any kind, it has no value.
You silly kitty. I can't put him back yet. Oh.
This guy probably has the fastest internet in the world.
I'm about to install GTA right now. Look how fast it downloads. Watch this. Watch this speed.
Whoa!
Look at
that.
Terabytes. Like, what?
Terrifying.
And it's already done. Like, that's crazy.
Scientists that study meteorites are almost always based in Antarctica. The white snowy landscape makes it very easy for scientists to find meteorites. This is why over 60% of all meteorites ever found were discovered in Antarctica.
Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that either.
I guess there's some sort of internet challenge where people try to ride these giant vibrating machines.
This is my mom doing a jelly challenge.
That's lucky I came in, isn't it?
Jesus. Yeah,
This
that's
has a pet deer, and apparently deer
not
can
good.
get the zoomies just like dogs can.
Yep. You get the zoomies.
Pretty cold.
That is the end of this video. Are we hoping?
Alright. Karens in the wild. Public freakout videos. I'm looking for actual Karens in the wild. But we might have to... Well, are they not? Well, I'm still subscribed to them. So I guess we just... What, did they rename it or something? Kitty Dose. There. Back up for us to be taken down again, has it? Original channel. Posting here, the original channel under attack by Karens. Please subscribe to this channel and get notifications. Okay. Only one video though. Karen attacks mother because kid walked on grass. Oh, that sounds like fun. Seeing that there's only one video. After this, what I'll do is, I guess... I honestly don't know.
Karens in the wild.
Oh,
Oh, damn.
Very angry, knocking that out my hand. There you go.
You just stamped your feet just now.
Yeah, I did. I didn't swear at someone or have a go at a 3-year-old child for walking on grass. Wow, I got you on camera now. Assault! Assault! Ma! Assault! Assault! I'm getting
Break her jaw.
Touch me! Wow, don't you dare! Touch me! Fucking bitch! I've got her on camera! She's just hit!
I know what we'll watch after this.
Wow, I'm ringing the police now. You've just assaulted me.
On private property.
You ripped my jumper. Where's the rip? Where's the rip? Piss off. Where's the rip? Go. That's fine, I'm giving this to the police.
This is so passive aggressive.
Recorded it.
No.
So passive aggressive.
No, it's not.
Take your
Don't,
wife.
don't, 'cause she'll
Take your
chuck
wife
you.
away. Making it work.
I don't care.
You're a silly old woman. I'll
Go
see
get,
you later.
go get Arthur. It's fine.
You shouldn't have come
I
out.
will.
You shouldn't have come out. You just
You
did
shouldn't have
work.
done. You've made it so for walking a 3-year-old child for walking on the grass.
Nobody's walked in
3-year-old child walking on the grass, and you think that's okay?
It's not.
Exactly. You need to talk to your wife.
The kid shouldn't have been on this path.
That's fine. All you have to do is say, "Please, can you just not walk on the grass?" You don't.
This is aggressively English. I'm going to keep the headphones on and be back in a second because I need some coffee.
He's a 3-year-old child. He's a toddler. Well, you should control him then, shouldn't you? I wasn't with him. He's running on grass.
God, you're only making worse. Can you please go
Just
inside?
grass.
We get this all the time.
That's
It's
fine.
not just you.
You. Me? And we live in the community. I actually do.
Okay, but I'm trying to go.
VA, so get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna record you because this is ridiculous.
I have a dog and I'm trying to take my trash out.
Okay, and you can do that. I'm trying to go home. I just did work. Like, you don't need to swear at me because your dog. Talk to your dog.
As a neighbor, you need to walk away.
As a neighbor, no, I don't. You should be able to control your dog. And I'm literally right here.
You're being weird. You need to exit the door.
You can go now.
I have a lot going on here. You need to be normal.
You need to be normal. You literally just told me to back the fuck up. I'm going to my home. Okay, and that's not how you speak to people. You could literally have said, no, I'm gonna send this to the office because this is ridiculous. I live here.
I am literally trying to go.
You can go.
Is he attacking you?
Did I say he was? You acted like he was gonna attack me. I said hi to him. He ran up on me.
I have 2 hands, buddy.
Okay, and two hands.
And a door frame.
Okay,
I
you can get
need you
there.
to understand
Yes, and you started hollering at me and screaming at me, and now I'm recording.
I got a broken
Okay,
foot.
that's between you and your broken foot, ma'am.
Yeah, and then the legal office already knows that.
Okay, so you don't need to cuss at me.
already
Okay, can you
paid
please
for-
go? I'm trying to go home.
You want me to go with the broken foot? You dumbass. There's stairs over there.
Please hurry up. I'm literally just trying to go
You
home.
want to fucking start? Go to the stairs.
I'm going to send this to the office because this
You
is
better.
unacceptable. I will.
This hurts. Do you understand how much this hurts?
And you would
I'm
continue
a military
going.
fucking woman.
Okay,
Get the
thank you
fuck
for
to
your
the stairs
assistance.
now. You can take what
Thank
floor
you.
are you on?
I-
What floor?
you
are
don't
on?
need to know
You
that.
wanna fucking? I swear to God, we'll do this.
Okay.
I'm a single ass woman who provides for herself. And
Single ass woman.
You didn't respect me as soon as
That poor woman, she doesn't have 2 ass cheeks. What happened in her life to only have 1 ass cheek? Is that a thing? Is that literally a thing, having only 1 ass cheek? I think it's not a thing. Oh, hey, Rat Lord. Got some coffee. Watching some Karens.
you got off the elevator and told me to back the fuck up.
We're not doing this.
Okay.
You already know what you did.
Didn't do anything, but I'm definitely gonna record because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, you are recording. I'm aware of
Okay,
that.
I'm just letting you know that I'm sending this to the office.
Passive aggressive. Goes on for Jesus Christ.
All night.
You're the one
That's
who's
my country. What the fuck?
All right. Thank you for your service, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do this all night.
You're the one complaining.
Technology. Christ. That was realistic.
Whoop. There we are.
Foot is actually fractured. I swear to God.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for you, but the way you just disrespected me for no reason.
You're a piece. This is not happening.
I literally was just trying to go home. I literally got off of a long shift. I'm trying to go home.
Stairs. I have a fractured foot. Common sense.
Walk up. How am I supposed to know that there's a person with a fractured foot getting on the elevator?
Exit signs all over here. Is your
This is what happens when people have more time than sense.
All I was trying to do was get on the elevator. You told me to back the fuck up. So
She sounds... The one holding the camera sounds like someone, famous actress. The pilot in... Not the pilot, the badass Latino girl in Resident Evil, the movie.
I'm definitely bringing this to the office because this is unacceptable. I should not be being treated this way in a place that I live by someone else who lives here too. This could have went so completely different. You could have said, excuse me.
She also sounds a little bit like burnt toast, in my opinion. My humble opinion.
I'm just trying to get off, and that would have been different. You told me to back the fuck up.
Started that.
I started recording after you started screaming and yelling at me.
Before you started that, I said that.
You're talking about you have a fractured foot, but you're sitting here blocking the door.
Is the dog attacking you?
I never said he was. He's perfectly fine. He's the only calm one in the situation besides me.
I said, can you move out of my way? And you started attacking me.
Are you serious? I really hope there's a camera here.
I am serious.
Oh my goodness.
What you're doing.
I'm glad there's stamps on this.
I already called them. I called them about it because there has been men who have been banging on my door.
That has nothing to do with me, ma'am.
I know, but I asked them for surveillance. Can you, because my door is up there. Men have been banging on my door, and I've
Men have been banging on her door.
opened it.
And I'm sorry that that's
really
happening to you, but I didn't do that. I didn't do that to you.
Here we go.
Please get home. I'm just trying to go home. It's been a long day.
Walk up the stairs.
You can walk out. I'm not taking up any of your space or time. You have all the space in the world. Please go.
I'm a government agent.
That's okay.
Up the stairs now.
No, I don't need to.
Just force her out of there. All of this seems to be easily solved with a little bit of aggressive reconstruction of the conversation. She's in the way. Basically grab her and toss her aside. Then get into the elevator and go on up. She'll be on the ground and realize that she done fucked up. The previous one, the old woman, was basically making threatening remarks to a 3-year-old child. A backhand across the face would mean that she wouldn't be making any problems for anyone. She'd be going inside screaming. So on, so forth. It's really not that complicated. I want to see blood. Let's start throwing them like random objects to them to fight like gladiators, you know? Bits of rebar and fucking switchblades and shit like that. Like, we can put money down on it. It'll be wild. Don't do that.
You need to get off the medication that you're on. Can you please go?
I'm on 0 medication right now.
Okay, then put down the drink, please. Can you go?
There's no drink. What drink are you talking about?
The one that you drank before you got on the elevator. Your dog must want to go to the bathroom. You have trash to take out. Okay, you're not though.
I swear to God.
No.
Can you back up off of me? Because if you put your hands on me, I'm going to call the police on you. I'm trying to go. Please back up.
I'm a government.
I do not care, but if you put your hands on me, I'm going to call the police. Can you see this? Do you see this? I just want somebody to. I'm just trying to get on the elevator.
She's crazy. There's stairs.
I'm gonna call the police if you do not stop.
Stairs
If you try to barricade me, I'm going to call the police.
Yeah,
I'm going to call the police. Can somebody stand here with me, please? This girl's like irate. Like she's making me nervous. She's lunging at me with her dog. Please stop. Please stop. I'm trying to go home.
I'm lunging at you with your dog.
Did she not? Did you? Am I bugging? Like, I have the whole video. I've been just trying to go home.
This is bad. This is really bad. This is super fucking bad.
You're causing a disturbance. We live here. Everybody lives here.
This is bad.
I'm just trying to go home. Thank you.
You're not going in there.
Yes, I am. And if you touch me, I'm going to call the police on you.
See? Like, grab her by the hair, toss her back, get inside. Take all that trash and dump it out there on top of her to show what her worth. That's a power move. And then we could have, like, narration behind it. Sort of like, and she's gone for the trash pile!
You want to go war?
All right, well, I'm calling the police now.
Stay there.
Okay. I'm going to call the police now.
I think actually I've seen that one.
I don't care.
Aaron insists and baby needs to visit my mom. Watch how she cries at the end. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, again, I can already tell being harassed by this old woman it's not necessary to happen. You can just physically remove them.
You cannot come all the way over here, have that energy to come all the way here to harass me.
Harass you?
Yes, you are harassing me, ma'am. You need to get away from me.
Again, no, push for it. Oh, this is alright. Let's read the whole thing. Let's watch the whole thing.
You need to leave me alone.
Do you live here?
You need to leave me alone,
Do you
ma'am.
live here?
Ma'am, you need to leave me alone.
Do you live here?
You
What
need
apartment
to
are
leave
you
me
in?
alone.
What apartment are you in?
It's not your business.
Yes, it is.
We came here to visit my mom, me and my child, and we deserve that. So you need to leave me alone, ma'am. You need to get away. You come all the way from there. Coming over here, it's not okay. So you need to. You need
take
to
care of your mom.
No, it's not your business. What I do
take
is not
your mom.
What I do is not your business, ma'am.
Go take your mom.
What I do is not your business.
Then
So you tell.
This is just like arguments like this happen all the time. Right now they're happening all over the world over the most petty shit. You cut in front of me. You know, you're parked in my spot. I don't like the look of your folk. You know, it's so bougie. It's so because you never see this shit happening in like working class. You know, below the poverty line shit. There's fights, but it's usually over different things. Usually more tangible things, like you're trying to rob the place, or, you know, you're trying to pump drugs out on the street. But from middle class upwards, it seems all these fights just boil down to just one person, one or more people, sometimes the person filming is in the exact same spot too, believing that like something is wrong with the universe and only I can fix it because I'm the main character. You know, like the only thing you're the main character of is compilation videos like so.
Telling me that I cannot sit over here? Is that what you're saying?
You can sit here if you want to.
Then why are you bothering me?
why
I
are
was
you
sitting
taking
over
care-
here. I was sitting
taking
over
care of
here.
your mom?
You saw me while you're sitting over there. You come all the way, leave all your stuff, just to harass me. I cannot sit over here. That is not okay. You
Okay.
say that I don't belong over here,
Do you
and
live
that is
here?
not.
Do
What you said was
do
I
you
don't
live
belong
here?
here. You give me a hand in the middle hand.
Do you live here?
You're harassing me.
You did
need
the
to leave
same
me
thing.
alone.
Do you live here?
Stop touching
Do
me.
you live here?
Stop touching me.
Do you live here?
Stop
Do you
touching me. Stop touching
Do you
me.
live?
Two from the police about making false reports, and another from the front office because repeats complaints, similar behaviour. Why don't I just kick her out? Yeah, one more time means eviction from the complex. No, I'd have just kicked her out and then I'd just been like, no. You know, you have nowhere to go? Let's call the street. That's where you can go.
Stop touching
No
me.
sympathy
Stop
for her.
touching me. Stop
you live here?
touching me.
Do you live
What are you doing?
Stop touching me. Stop touching me. You need to get away,
Go
man.
to your mom's house.
You need to get
Go
away.
to your mom.
Come on.
Stop hitting me.
I'm not hitting you.
Stop hitting me. Stop my phone. Stop touching my
that's it.
phone.
No. Grab her, toss her across the hall,
Okay, I'm gonna.
and then go bold and start kicking her.
Go ahead.
Okay.
That'll show her.
I will call everybody.
And this is
that
why I'm not allowed nearby any elderly person these days. Not after my rather poor attempt at being an assisted living nurse. What? It saved them money to chain them up in the boiler room, you know? They could eat all the pudding they wanted from the big communal bowl.
lives over here as well. Thank you.
I saved the company about 150. No.
Sit over here, Hoya.
Call 911.
good that she did. Yeah, well, you probably deserved it.
Wow.
Yeah, see? Video is unavailable. Karens, you don't make me happy. You make me angry. Why do you make me so angry? Karens in the wild though is good, and they shouldn't be constantly getting bombarded. Now this is something I wanted to see. This is, oh god. Oh, the piss jars. Is this Jared Genesis's room? Wait, he cleaned up a few days ago, didn't he? Ugh. Even worse neckbeard nests. Hell yeah. Some of this has to be for fucking show. Right? Right?
Come dive into the neckbeard nest with me. I'm your guide Q. So I don't know who this is exactly, but they're
No, this is real. This one's real.
They talk about why their space is so messy.
Showing him the trash pile, dude. I'm showing him the left side. There we go, boys. It's over there. That's about 2 meters deep of trash. All right, so how did it get to this stage? Basically,
Yeah, he was hiding it with a green screen for the longest time, and then eventually he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna live stream just my shame.
I moved into this house in like 2004, 2005, and I didn't clean it. And now it's this bad.
So 2004, 2005, I'm guessing this was made in like the last, I don't know, that...
On par with this? Like, do you have Trash Mountain? Because I got a bag of trash I need to throw out there. Full of cans and shit. There's not really much else going on, though, in my room. As you can tell, I need to redo my bed, but... other than that, there's nothing really going on.
Roxanne song is probably from like 2019, 2020 or something like that. So this guy's been out here for a long time and he's starting to clean. So it's the first step. The caption for this one is he seems so proud of it. I don't think he seems proud of it. I think he's just doing a stream exposing his living space. It's kind of awkward. He's smiling probably because he's slightly uncomfortable with what he's showing everyone and he's doing the work.
No, I got boxes. Well, if you've let it build up that much, then boxes and clutter. Spring's coming around pretty soon. Might be a good time to start cleaning.
That's what matters. So your boy Rick Ross says he can't be a hoarder in one of the largest estates in the US. Rick Ross denies being a hoarder amid piles and piles of stuff at a mansion. Now here.
That's like there's shoes everywhere. He's got a lot of shoes.
Here's the thing. If you have one messy room in your house, that does not make you a hoarder, but you are also not a hoarder just because the stuff that you hoard is nice. If you have a mansion, you have tons of rooms to use for storage. If that shit is spilling over into...
Even that shit out. Even if you're like in a McMansion. You remember, what's his name? Tommy Sotomayor lived in a McMansion. Like he could disperse that shit. You'd be able to disperse that with incredible ease.
The foyer? Like, bro, you are a hoarder and you need to get it together. So this is a rough one. It's better sometimes when the bed is covered in stuff because you don't actually get to see what the bed is. Like, the bed is sunken in.
Look at the stain difference on the bed. Fuck me.
There's brown stains. I'm guessing it's just sweat piled up over the course of years, but it's just a lot visually. They said they almost asphyxiated walking into this room, and I can kind of see that. Oh my god, I need an oil change, they said. Just ignore the mess, they said.
Okay, how the fuck did they manage this? I mean, every time you be turning a corner, like... Plastic Cup Mountain there would just like spray everywhere. How can you read? How do you do the pedals? Like they're just being crushed in with thousands of fries. There's like at least 4 bags of fries that are just on the floor there. Or those cigarette butts. It might be cigarette butts. That's even more impressive if they are cigarette butts. Just because the sheer amount of smokes that you'd have to go through. Well, that cup there, it's overflowing with the damn things.
this is an unignorable mess. This person's also a fan of fucking Pall Malls, which are such like a half-measure cigarette. Like, they're cheap, they taste like shit, but they're not even like that cheap. They're still like 10, 11 bucks, at least in my state. Don't smoke, but if you're gonna, don't fucking smoke Pall Malls. What's wrong with you? So this is actually crazy. This person says, if you live in New York and need help cleaning, I will help for free, which is insane. I'm not sure if they're making content out of this, but this person in the picture helped clean this place, and now it's like really nice, and everybody's gonna...
There's nothing going on there that needs a fucking plant or a nice potted plant here, and some stuff on the walls. Maybe a nice coffee table in between, though you might not want that for the space. I would also change the curtains. Those look ugly as fuck.
Crap on this person. Oh my god, they have no furniture. Everything's empty. Sometimes
that's not the end of the world. And there is furniture. You got 2 nightstands, either back to back. Yeah, they don't sell them over here, but we got like equivalent.
That's nice, you know. Not everybody.
Most people smoke John Major. My ma was a real fan. Was Dunhill. That was the one she always smoked. My dad would always roll his own. Metal Monkey has about like maybe 2 cigarettes a day, and he rolls them. Amber Leaf, because it's the cheapest tobacco, and that shit is just pure trash.
To have less stuff to move, and like I would feel much more comfortable in this space. And yeah, whoever this person is, good on you for helping out for free. So this is like a speed cleaning video of some divorcee's room. It's like there's always a
yellow water. Let's call it yellow water, shall we? I've never gotten so bad that I need to reach for a bottle. Even when I was stuck in bed from my back fucking up, I still managed to get out of bed.
Not always, but often there are tremendous
PS3
behind how these rooms get that bad.
Yeah.
They just took out a PlayStation 3 from that. That guy picked the worst color of PlayStation 3 for the state of his
white.
Room. Freaking white one, bro. And yeah, yellow water, mango juice. I don't think it's yellow water. I don't think it's mango juice. I think it's something else. But underneath all this stuff is an actually really nice room. Like, you get rid of the bed, you get all the stuff out from under there. And
that is so much effort. So much effort to get that dirty to begin with. Because you're thinking, oh, you just throw away a bottle here, a can there, and it piles up. Yeah, but then you have months, if not years, of making little paths through the trash to get to the toilet, or the kitchen, or the front door. You're going to keep running out of spaces to put things, and eventually it all just kind of... It's not worth it, no matter how depressed you are. And let's be honest here, the more depressed you are, the more likely you're going to see some pretty horrible things, and that'll make you more depressed.
Like a nice space. I hope you can just kind of start fresh and get going. So this person says
I do like the carpet.
Their addiction and cleaned up their nests. So they got like a big kind of studio space going on here. They got this big room, drum set. Like, it's not even that bad, but it's clearly messy. Probably not happy to be around. And they cleaned it up.
Marlboro Man, but for American Spirit. I know Marlboro, and I think you can get Marlboro over here. And obviously, American Spirit is something we don't get.
They got a lot more space.
Most people I know who smoked Major. John Major.
And the thing about like cleaning up a space,
John Major Blue
drum set and stuff. And previously there was stuff in front of it. Like, maybe you don't want to use your stuff. Maybe you don't want to do musical projects because your head just becomes a mess every single time you enter the space. Like, I'm sure they're way more productive. 1, not being on crack anymore, and 2, well, crack can increase but it's probably not good productivity. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm sure things are going better for them now. So I can't tell if we've covered this one before. Please, as an audience to the YouTuber, please let me know if I've covered posts in the past, because we did a creepypasta stream recently and people were like, you read this story 3 months ago. I'm losing my...
I have to point out that mouse pad looks creepy as fuck. It's the Van Gogh, was it like Midnight or whatever, but it's like warped and water damaged. Good for you there, man.
So badly,
Smoking doesn't help anything.
In shape memory-wise. So this is somebody's weeb desk. It's in a garage, which is kind of better. It's really not even that messy. It's just they're a weeb, so ha ha ha, laugh, point at them. So this is a reformed nest. This person's just really got a lot of clothing, got a little bit of trash, but it's mostly just a clothing nest. And yeah, it looks so much better afterwards, just much more comfortable. Maybe
Hell yeah.
a little bit of organizing to do, but definitely a much happier space. So this individual is cleaning their room as a Roblox streamer.
Cleaning my room as a Roblox streamer.
Jesus.
First, I get started with the bed stand. This is where I have all my waters for my daily hydration. As you can see, it's cleaned up.
I have 1 bottle of water. I fill it with water. After a few months of use, I throw it out and get a new bottle of water. Why people hoard bottles of water is beyond me.
I'm getting the floor clean now. Still got a long way to go. I then grab the vacuum. After picking up most everything. Still got some stuff on the side to tidy up. And now my Roblox streams are ready to resume.
True, however, your floor is stained as shit.
I love Roblox, I love Roblox, I love Roblox.
So this person's staying hydrated, so obviously I'm a big fan right off the bat, and I really enjoy how they show the middle of the process, because I feel like sometimes you see these before and afters, and it sort of like loses the still overwhelming fact that
honestly, I just need to sweep. There's a lot of
like,
dust.
You see all the stuff around, you're like, oh, I still have so much shit to do, but like if you stop, you can easily revert back to it just being horribly messy very quickly. So stick with it.
I do a little bit each day. Especially after I got back on my feet from the sickness.
Even if it still looks messy, you've made so much progress, and just keep going. Oh god, so this is a multi-roommate nest situation, and the caption is a "who cares!" exclamation point. It's not a good start.
Oh shit. Look at the stains on the wall. Look at that. Is that fire damage or is that mold?
So yeah, roommates are kind of supposed to be that peer pressure to like keep your stuff reasonably clean so that both of you can enjoy the space. But when you have no pressure from your roommates to change anything, it can just spiral so quickly. And like all of these people are just going to be continued to be stuck in their bad habits even when they move out. Like they might change, but they're definitely not getting in the reps of keeping things clean while they have roommates, which is like a big thing you should do. So this person says, crazy how it doesn't seem that bad while you're living in it. And they post a progress update to this, and it looks
nice floor.
It's great. You could not even see the checkerboard pattern on the floor at all, which I love. I think it's a great aesthetic choice. And yeah, this is much more comfortable, and it is so easy to just get used to living in a mess, but you can feel the difference when it's clean, I promise you. So this person says, my roommate really likes Sundrop, and they have like a Sundrop collection on their bed frame, bedpost, whatever it's called.
What the fuck is Sundrop? Guess it's a soda? Even still, that's kind of creepy. Like I've got like a bottle collection out in the living room, up on one of the closets, but like the bookshelves. But no.
But they've also got like a frickin' Coca-Cola up there, which completely messes with the aesthetic. Like,
Yeah, like it was fine until they put a Coke can up there.
I have two empty cans in my background. It's right there, but they're special edition Violet Mountain Dews. They're from Japan. I got them for $3 a piece. They were delicious. I wish I could still keep. Anyway, get me off the
His hair is too fancy for that jawline.
Camera. Anyway, don't collect empty cans. This person's trying to sell a gaming chair for $120. You've got uncovered iced tea jugs, iced tea in heavy quotations. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, if you leave those open, like it's all gonna spread. It's all gonna. The chair is coated in a urinic fluid. This is a
urinic fluid.
a very up-close shot of somebody's bedroom. You got piles and piles. This person only seems to eat hot and ready Little Caesars pizzas, and I do not know what to say. So this one is labeled otaku, and something seemed off to me at first.
This seems like fake or in a fire or something like that.
Like, everything seems just like a very crowded space, but it also just doesn't seem right or real, and it turns out these are most definitely AI-generated images.
Yeah.
Like, if you look closely at some of these things, they're just not actual things. It's just like an amalgamation of what chords. Like, this person, that's not an actual person at all, but it is an interesting aesthetic. It's very creepy, very unsettling, and yeah, it kind of messes with my head. So this person gives us a tour of their living space, and just hear what they have to say.
You can try to say that I'm not doing good because this is where I live.
Yeah.
This is where I sleep. Little
Yeah.
over there for me to sleep. But I'm doing pretty good.
No, you're not.
Because I built myself a nice box for it here. It's super nice.
That's the justification he has for that mountain of trash.
And I got a pee jug and beer. And inside the box for it, I have everything I need. I can record shit.
You think if he opened up a window, like, he'd hiss and, like, steam would come off his skin?
Computer. I'm a musician. I got a Switch.
Is this guy Mickey Richards?
Got my pee jug, my beer.
Pee-pee jug.
What else can a guy ask for? Amazing.
So this is like extremely dark. I don't know if I hope that they're not serious and joking, but I want them to be doing well. I want them to be content.
That is too much trash for a joke. Like, he would have had to been working on the meme for nearly a year.
With their life, but
it'd be a
also
behind the
don't think
scenes.
This is a great way to live. Like, it can't be physically healthy for multiple reasons, but I do hope that they're like content with what's going on.
You know what's bad when the cockroaches and the rats don't show up.
It's like, you build the box fort, and the box fort is sick, but then you also fill that up with stuff. I know that's like the logical conclusion. Like, obviously, anytime you create a new space as a hoarder, you're gonna fill it with more stuff. But I hope that they aren't lying and that they are doing well, but I also hope they change. So this person helped their brother clean up and like fixed everything up and got him to buy some new furniture. They say not as much as they'd like, but honestly, do not get hoarders to buy a bunch more furniture and clutter up their space. It's just gonna cause everything to be less manageable. There's more stuff to dust, there's more stuff to clean, there's more stuff to organize. But yeah, these are some of the beginning pictures. It's really not that bad. The kitchen's kind of bad. You got boxes, you got all kinds of stuff. It's a little bit bad, okay. But here's the after, dude. Like a nice, comfortable living space with some extra furniture.
Look at look at all that space that you can just walk around in.
Plenty, honestly, to do whatever you need with, and just good, feel good.
I don't think the carpet's a good idea.
Times. So I don't know if this is really a nest because it seems
not a nest. It's too organized.
Marsh Shrine, and it is so much. Like there's all this memorabilia. There's cardboard cutouts. He's on the TV. There's posters, and then the walls are plastered with different shots.
This doesn't count.
Like, if you look at each of the individual faces, these are not.
In fact, this is the if you look at like the back. It'd be actually the reverse of it. Like, instead of like a hoarder, these guys would be like an incredible clean freak.
Over and over again, like some of them might be, but you see next to each other, and you've got like 7 different ones in a row. 10.
I like the body pillow there.
This must have taken so much time. The dedication is unparalleled. Cringe video and music channel video on screen if you're interested.
All right. Neckbeard nests are out of control. Watch this one, and then we still have just under an hour to go, and then I'm over to Twitch. Play me some Fallout. Oh god. It's an alright coffee, but I think I need to put a little bit more milk into it. It's a little too... My stomach hasn't fully recovered yet from the sickness. And really, really, really rich coffee like this is not helping.
Okay, so this was labeled the Neckbeard Dungeon, and I don't know why, but I love this aesthetic. I think it's incredible. If I was down here all the time, I'd be like, my life is a movie, dude. Like, I don't know. It works for me. I enjoy the space. The sort of blurred nature of the image gives it this aura of mystery, and I just really dig it. So this is somebody's somewhere space, and they got a bunch of the same type of bottle. It looks like a milk bottle to me, which is the worst type of bottle I can imagine hoarding. Like, you know that they're not actually dumping out all the milk and making sure every drop is gone before they throw it on the pile. So there's just like tons of little milligrams, milliliters of milk just rotting away. I don't like it. This is apparently somebody's bachelor pad. I'm really hoping that this is like a frat house or something, because the vibes I'm getting from this is somebody had a party, they didn't clean up, and then there was another party and they didn't clean up, and then there was another party and like 52 more parties throughout the course of a year. And
people wouldn't, if there was, if you were making that many, if you're having that many parties, then after a while people wouldn't would not show up, because word around town would be that the place is an absolute shithole, right? I guess if they were selling drugs from it. I think it's every drug den I've ever gone to, every dealer's house, they've always been immaculate. Like, a lot of stoners just really obsess over being clean. And if you're using other stuff sometimes, like, you've got all the energy in the world.
Oh, it's just, it's a weird setup. There's so much open space.
I wouldn't want to go to a house to buy drugs and it was like this.
Covered in shit. So apparently this was in a dorm and this person just passed by it, but if it's a dorm, the maximum amount of time someone can be there is like a year, right? I mean, I guess you could be there for 4 years if somehow the university just let you stay there throughout the summer, but how do you accumulate this much? Additionally, apparently this janitor that was cleaning everything up was like brand new on the job, which I guess at least the silver lining is hopefully he doesn't have to deal with anything this bad ever again, and he'll be like, oh yeah, it's bad, but it's not as bad as my literal first day on the job. Alright, so this person is selling their washing machine. They're in Stainforth, which is a funny name. Doncaster.
Stainforth in Doncaster. This is a joke, it has to be.
United Kingdom, for sale, white Indicit washing machine, only 18 months old, so you made it in this condition in only 18 months. $80 Ono? I've heard of Obo, it means or best offer. I guess it's something else. It's also 80 pounds because of the silly United Kingdom with these weird ass freaking milk jugs that make me disturbed. Why is the handle so thin? It's so fucking thin.
Don't you be throwing shade at our goddamn milk jugs, okay? We have the superior milk jug. At least we're not like Canada where they get it in a fucking pouch.
Anyway, buyer collects. You would have to pay me to take this out of your house. Like, why couldn't you? You're already selling it. You're probably not using it because nothing is being fucking washed in this home. Remove it from the area it is in. It will go for double the price. This space is very intriguing, not just for the interesting off-brand colas on the ground, the disgusting refrigerator, the stack of DVD cases, but this screen on this monitor, there's like a photoshopped picture of Facebook, and it's very clear that it's photoshopped, and you can't even see what it is. So like, normally you would photoshop something on
what the fuck is going on there?
Like, oh, look what this person's doing. But I'm guessing that there was actually something worse on this monitor beforehand, and it had to be covered up. There's also like piles of CDs or DVDs up in this region. I hope they're blanks, but I don't know. Maybe that's just how this person stores their media. So this person says that once quarantine started, my piss bottles became a piss closet. What are we?
No. No. Stop normalizing pissing in bottles. Stop it. It's weird. Wait, it should never happen unless you're on like a fucking massive long trip. And even that's pushing it. Like, I know not everyone has the luxury of an ensuite, but Jesus fucking Christ. Is it that hard to go out to the hall, go up a flight of stairs, go down a flight of stairs, go out to a fucking bush outside? Stop with the pissing! Why is there so much piss? It's 25 to 50% too much piss for my liking in this scene alone, let alone a part of the wider issue, which is that people thought at some point that it was okay, instead of getting up to go to take a piss, you go and piss in a bottle that you then leave. Nothing online is worth you not getting up to take a piss. Look how often I go to the toilet every time I get drunk on stream. Rushing off there every 5 seconds. You don't see me just laying back and going, afterwards. No, I go out there and I take a pee-pee in the bathroom, in the toilet. Then I wash my hands and come back to here, and then in a few minutes later, I probably need to take a piss again.
Doing? What is going on? Like, why do you...
Why are you aging your urine? You're supposed to sell that. Hell yeah, there are people who will buy that shit up. Or that piss up, rather. And yeah, obviously they're not even doing that because it's not organized.
You need to do this.
Do they reuse bottles?
Why are we pissing? Like, I understand maybe if you're doing some raid in a video game where you have to be there, but it's like,
no,
like, I don't
no. That's what I mean. Like, look how quickly he finds a justification. No, it's not worth it. My neck looks so nude without my beard. Oh my god. Nude neck. Nude neck. Get yourself some fucking respect. Piss. I have more respect if you pissed in the sink. At least it's getting out of the system. You're pooling up this mountain of piss. What's the end goal? You're gonna have to clean it up at some point. Or is it all gonna explode everywhere? Big piss-nami.
Charitable by saying, I guess
the bee
of somebody, but it's like, bro, just dump that shit out at the end if you have to piss in bottles for some reason, which people just do not need to do. And in related news, there's this video on Reddit called "The Piss Closet Is No More." You can look it up yourself, but I don't want to show this video. It's them disposing of all of these bottles, and they're like pouring them down the toilet, and it's a time lapse, but the full video is still 3 minutes long, even though it's wicked sped up. It just freaks me out somehow. Even
just put them in the trash. Pretend they never existed.
Just watching this be disposed of is somehow worse than just knowing it exists. Changing the pace, we've got an actual neck beard nest. Lewis Coolin in 1904 is well known for his 13-foot long beard, which he used to hold his...
That cat is high as fuck.
In there, dude, and it looks, well, it looks kind of terrified, but I would imagine that in general, this is probably a pretty comfortable setup for a cat. So, this is not good. This person's caption was, "This person's in my Discord server, too." I don't know why that surprises them. If you're in a Discord server with somebody, you should just assume that they're...
What is going on there with the painting? It's like someone's eating noodles, but their head has been taken out. Like Prom Night Dumpster Baby. Yeah! Yeah, musical dumpster baby. Only it's your piss.
Both are shame and came out of your body.
Room
room looks like. Everybody on Discord, their room looks like this. It's just the way it is. They've got like cat bedding, like boxes taped up. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this painting of like a girl with some sort of hot meal, and the face is just completely cut out. There's a guitar in there somewhere. This is like, it's not the biggest mess, but it's one of the most disturbing and off-putting. Okay, so the person that posted this said this is their professor's office, and it's just rough. Like,
Yeah, and yeah, I guarantee you he'll know where everything is.
I don't think every professor needs to be squeaky clean. I like a professor with a little bit of personality, a little bit of mess maybe, but this is just too much. I mean, people are gonna be coming into this space. You're holding office hours in this space. Like, what if I need to put something down somewhere? Am I really gonna relinquish my items to the pile? I don't know. This person says the whole house is like this. There's just
What the fuck is up with that Amish thing? It's creepy.
stuff all over the place, and I don't know why, if it's some intentional irony from the homeowner, but there's like a maid with a broom, a doll. It's creepy. I don't like it very much, but it's next to the giant mess, and it's like, don't you, the one time that you wish you had a haunted doll that wakes up at night and does things is this maid doll to clean up all the stuff that's going on. I hope
That would suck. You come back as an evil ghost, but you're just like cleaning up some neckbeard's trash.
this person's doing bad. You can't be doing well if you're just trampling over this all day.
See what
this person says their room
Is that a ukulele? And a little guitar?
was posted on this subreddit, so I'm guessing it was posted by somebody that wasn't them. If you just have a random friend that's taking pictures of your bedroom and posting it on Neckbeard Nights, you might need to get this person out of your life. Like, that should not be
Yeah.
a surprise thing that you find out from browsing Reddit. Anyway, it's a pretty big mess, but they show an in-progress picture, which is really cool, and then the final product, which is sort of like a shot from a first-person found footage horror movie.
Yeah, I don't trust all those teddy bears. They can't all be not sentient.
I feel like something horrible is about to happen right after this was taken, but in reality, it's very wholesome. You got the stuffed animals. It looks clean and comfortable and nice. The caption for this one is, "This place is a nightmare." So you be the judge. Is this a nightmare to you?
Alright, so fine. We're gonna do a living area tour.
Hey,
This is
or
my front door.
in my front
There's my
door.
water heater to the left there. We've got kitchen stove. It's got some stuff that's not supposed to be on it right now, but that's it. We turn around. We've got shower and again water heater. Shower curtain's kind of froze to the floor right now, but you get the idea. Underneath that pile of stuff there's a toilet, but it's not hooked up to anything, so that's why it's got stuff on. Now that is actually a garbage pile. It goes in the stove when I need stuff to put in the stove.
This is just white trash.
That's supposed to be a garbage pile. Of course, the stove, heart of the home. So over here we got video game console. Everybody's seen that. This is actually club.
Is this how Troy lives? Were you there, Bill? I have a feeling this guy follows me on social media. Bought a bear today. It almost won. Now I get a whole new wardrobe.
This is all stuff that migrates around. It's not for permanent there, and it's not garbage. My bed, air conditioner for summertime when it gets hot, pipe collection.
So one of the things that this really
I
drives
love how he has a pipe collection. That works. It really holds the room together, you know?
just regular to this guy. Like, he's talking about like the garbage pile. Dude, that's not messy. That's just, I put that in the fire in the house. But anyway, at least it's efficient, I guess. And then there's the clutter pile. I really do not know what to say. This is kind of like a shoes on house. Like, even in the shower, I'd probably want to have my shoes on. I don't know. It is somewhat disturbing, but this guy doesn't seem disturbed at all. It all feels very, very regular to him. And like everything is just, this is just his daily life. Okay, so the caption for this one is, "My roommate brought his nest to college," and there's a side-by-side comparison between his side of the room and his roommate's side of the room. So you got a pretty normal side, and then a not so regular side of the room that is piled with stuff. Like, this is rough. Like, this is
Look at all the cutlery there. Fuck's sake.
straight up, it is contained by a invisible force field. They also said there were piss bottles there, but I can't believe that there were piss bottles. I need to see these piss bottles. I don't just trust anybody on the internet that tells me there's piss. I need to see the piss. This is a gamer progress pic, and they said it took them all day, but they finally did it. So I think this is actually really impressive because it shows what can be achieved in just one day. You've got this whole space, all sorts of stuff around. It's really not that bad. It's mostly just a little bit of trash, a little bit of laundry, and they clean it up, and it's like,
yeah,
this is super nice now. Like, you have an actually really nice apartment, or
I like the little doghouse there.
Whatever this is. I would totally want to hang out here. You're going to be a lot more comfortable doing your streaming or whatever. It's a lot to achieve in one day. So yeah, get at it. To clean your room up, it'll be nice. So this picture, usually, you know, I've been a little bit...
So, the Pepsi does not support whatever the fuck is happening up on screen right now. I'm making that assumption. So they still didn't care that he bought all those bottles of Pepsi.
More abrasive in this video, but I try to...
Some of them are half drunk. Like, you just forgot about them?
To the neckbeard nest people, because I've struggled with similar things, but this is absolutely fucking unforgivable. Look at these Pepsis all over the court. Also, you got one Coke in there. I just wanted to point that out. But they're all still mostly filled with beverage. Do you just like get 3 sips in and you're just like, the fizziness is not enough for me anymore. I must dispose of it, or not fucking dispose of it. Leave it on the ground. It's like,
and it's all nicely crushed in. Like, they tried their best at some point to make as much space available.
Disrespect your living space, it's one thing. You disrespect a soda type beverage, and I'm gonna be fucking coming at you, dude. I want to fight. There's something so comforting about this image. Just a gamer in his natural habitat, the brand loyalty to Mountain Dew, the openness to try...
I love the pizza on top of the Mountain Dew box.
Different flavors and varieties, the pizza, the old Xbox 360.
Look at the 70s haircut he's got going on there. That's a coif. It's full of chaw spit. Yeah, there could be anything inside them.
Headset, the controller plugged in. It's just like, yeah, the room might be a mess, but in this moment, he is at peace. He is with serenity. It is all okay. This next one is not for the faint of heart. It's a hair situation in a shower, so warning.
No, we'll watch it.
1, 2, 3. You got it's like Samara from the fucking Ring up in here, dude. It's like, I know it's gross. This is a genuine piece of advice to anybody out there. Get gloves. Get like some good latex gloves, something with a coating on there. You need to sometimes take care of messes like this, and it feels gross grabbing it with your hand or something.
That's one plus of no more beard and no more hair.
But if you have gloves, these situations will feel a lot more approachable, and you can just get rid of them and not have a giant ethereal being made of hair in your fucking bathroom shower. So I feel like I've seen this before. Please, if you watch my videos and you see a repeat of a post, let me know. I need to be called out so that I cannot do that in the future. So this is a mobile neckbeard nest. It's in a library. Like, how do you even... They must have done a decent amount...
In a library. Holy fuck.
Of studying if they were able to establish this much mess in the...
All of them had something in common, with the exception of that one guy who showed off his house. They were all clearly kids. They've all clearly, like, just don't realize that if they don't exercise the ability to clean shit up, it won't get clean. Alright. Let's do it. Let's get to our sweet boy, shall we? I haven't watched a Cobra video in a long time. What's his drink combo?
With your boy King Cobra JFS. I heard like
look at his floor in comparison to what we just saw. Like, we always make fun of Cobes for being a dirty motherfucker, but as Raisin pointed out a few days ago, he actually does take care of his place. Or at least proportionally did for the last one.
5 of these little drinks. I ain't gonna lie.
London Dry.
But here's how you make the newest Cobra drink combo. This is, in fact,
Oh, he's got shit in his beard.
The Cobras.
He looks so out of it. He's got that drunk face where it's like mostly sweat, and he's like he's not blackout drunk, but he's drunk.
Demonic gin and tonic. You got yourself a glass. Get out of the way, man.
Does he not realize this will not make him happy?
Later, I'm going to show you how I make some ice cream sandwiches. That'll be delicious.
First he pulls up as a handle. Did he just pour a bit out?
For the victims, splash.
The victims? Of what?
The tonic just be referring to the, you know, that mineral water, you know what I'm saying? It's non-alcoholic. It comes in this fancy blue bottle. Both the gin and this tonic water have been made since the 1800s.
I've had that gin before.
Prestige, you know.
You can get it here, no problem.
Right now I'm working on that rap album.
Can't wait to hear his album. It's going to be so terrible. I mean, great. And here it is. He now adds what looks like
Gin and tonic with a splash of Monster Green Energy drink.
Monster. Fuck yeah.
We have
No Mountain Dew?
King Cobras, Demonic, Gin and Tonic. Cheers.
Don't know what makes it demonic, but that would just taste so bad. Oh, my stomach is hating.
That's a really tasty drink, combo man. The Green Monster Energy drink.
That gravy.
Complements the taste of the gin very nicely.
Well, so long as he's happy. Wait, no, he's not. Trying the chimichanga. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell no. Well, that thing is just one giant sign that says the word constipation on it. It's just a lump. Oh, the glistle. The gristle.
Now the butter might have been slightly cooked into the bottom, but I don't care.
Why do you sound like James Woods? So fucking... Ugh. Who needs to see him eat? Still got about half an hour to go before the end of the stream. I'll go through some of the things we haven't watched yet. I have no idea what this is. We'll find out together. So is it good, Cobra? Cobes, Mr. Saunders. Is it good? Ugh. It looks like something that you get from the grease trap in like a sort of like greasy spoon restaurant. Not even like a chain, but like a corner store. Like a fucking 7-Eleven that does hot dogs. And then when they have to clean it out, they have to clean out the gutter and gunk. And that shit all comes out. Doesn't even seem like all that much in proportion to probably how long it took to cook. I don't know why he doesn't start drinking lard at this stage. It would save him all the hassle of cooking. Yeah, you gotta clean your hands, even though there's probably like kitchen towel everywhere. It's just so greasy. Good. I'm good. I'm glad you're happy. Honestly, that did not look tasty in the slightest. It looked greasy and fatty and just and not the fun type either.
Oh, I'm starting to bleed here. That's nothing short of a miracle. Do you want your egg back? They used to both be pointing completely opposite direction. We should kill it and take its wool. Oh, no.
What the fuck is this?
Sleeps in a little ball. He's not as skinny as he used to be. Beautiful baby boy. You cringe, adorable little man. Good morning, everybody. Today we are saving pigeons from the parking garages where they're being exterminated, so we need to get a pigeon loft. Beautiful man. Beautiful thing. Look at this dang dingus jumping up on here. All right, we are saving pigeons from the parking garages where they are being exterminators. Checking for eggs, because we take the eggs too. Oh, got one! Don't mind if I do. Oh, baby boy. Okay, we got the pigeons back. And just to give you guys one more look, this is all the pigeons. They're somewhere up. The guy is obviously very hungry now, and he's definitely a lot better at eating now. Look at how quickly he's eating that. He was not eating like that before. Let this little boy wait a couple days in between feedings. All right, go ahead. All right, okay, easy there, bud. Oh, he's so much healthier now, you guys. Come on. There you go. Look at him go. And he's going to take that over there, and he's going to gulp it down. Look at that. What a beautiful animal this is.
He likes the
Next
vibe.
steps are going to be to get this little guy into a larger enclosure so he can be completely underwater. Ideally, you want his whole length and depth, and then you want 3 of his lengths in width for the pool. Right now, he's in restricted mobility because he's still regaining his strength and learning to eat again. Just a literal dinosaur that we have here on the ranch. Take a look at him, you guys. You can see the base of his tail is already significantly bigger. His neck is a little bit wider as well. He's not as skinny.
This is very interesting, but I don't want to watch the whole damn thing. People with 0 IQ on Twitter. So everyone on Twitter then. Age does not exist. How long did I have that for? Jimmy 2.0. They done patched in the mic. Oh, that's old. God, I haven't been but I haven't redone these in a hot minute. Oh, this is really cool. Somebody did, they've changed their apartment security to the System Shock 2 audio. I thought he was just adding that effect in after, but look, it's the light itself is flashing red. That's cool. That would probably drive you crazy, but I love it. Coca-Cola in Sao Paulo. This is really cool. Imagine being high as fuck and seeing this. You'd be like, oh damn. He then puts it in and someone gets a Coke. That's really cool, but here's the thing. Would you be waiting that long for it? Like, if you're at an airport, usually people who go to the vending machines in airports can't afford to go to, like, the restaurant and the bar. So it stands to reason that you'd be kind of in a rush. Chonky element. Element. They be chunk. That's true, they are chunk. Too chunk to ride the ride. Oh, here's someone we haven't had in ages. I'll get rid of some of the excess stuff that we already have seen. This is someone we had on ages ago. No, we didn't have on, but we watched his stuff. This is Professor Lando. He talks to us about all things hentai and fetishy.
Blake, you remember what a monster girl is, right?
I do.
What is a monster girl?
It's like a half human, half something else.
It's like human girl mixed with some sort of
snake, horse,
some sort of creature.
Yeah, slime girl.
Top half of a humanoid, bottom half of a snake. You into this?
What if it was a snake top and human bottom?
Oh.
Would you then be into it?
Hear me out. We're talking about romance, love, making, the physical meshing. Standard labia. A woman, you can look into her eyes, you can have conversations, you can watch Netflix together.
Standard labia.
Emotional aspect aside. On a purely physical one, I think this right here. Bottom half of a woman.
Do we really need arms?
For what? Right. Got the buns. Right. You can't see it here in this perspective. The throatage. They can, you know, their jaw would like unhinge. For my massive, it's a difficulty that many of us run into. She come in like this, with her fucking sexy legs.
Now you've sold me,
right?
Now you've sold me.
And you're there on the bed, right? She comes in, her top has Slytherin, and she's got like lace, lace.
How'd she get him on in the first place?
Like this. Use her mouth, right? The sloppy toppy from this version of the lamia would be vastly superior.
You know what a centaur is? Do you?
I've heard of it. But
Show him.
I don't know what a centaur is.
Allow me. So a centaur.
What is a centaur there?
It's a mythological creature that has the upper portion as a human, the lower part a horse.
Oh, okay.
But if we do the same train of thought and switch the two halves, we
Horse head, human body, perhaps?
would get a person with a lower half of a human with the upper half of a horse. Now,
it would be right. The horse body would be like
first two.
It would be very top heavy. It would always be falling over at all times.
Hooves,
because a human is way smaller than a horse.
Yeah.
That's how this is proportioned. Why?
Exactly.
Right? In a normal centaur, the human half is not like scaled up to be horse.
Also, would it be sentient? That's also the other factor in it. Like, would it be just a horse that happened to have human legs? Because the reverse is that a centaur is sentient and can, you know, communicate its desires and wishes. But a top horse half centaur, would that be able to do it? The same goes for the snake woman, with the top half being a snake.
Size. So the opposite would also have to hold true, I think. Probably I would go for this one. So how do you feel about the centaur? about like as like a romantic partner? Would you date a centaur?
If there was like nothing else on Earth and like I had no other choice.
No. See, that's not even. Would you? I would.
Would I do a centaur?
Would you date a centaur? It's different.
Okay,
There's
okay.
romantic implications
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, but at that point then you're falling for the centaur as a rule, so you wouldn't really care about what its physical appearance was. Which, especially if you pick this version of the centaur, I would be judging you heavily. I mean, I judge you pretty badly for going to fuck a centaur because you're basically sticking your dick into a horse. I mean, sure, they can give you a blowjob and shit, but I mean, that's not where you're sticking that. This, I'm doubly so because while you can actually have sex the old-fashioned way, like, where is your mind gonna focus on? How could it? No matter how much of a dumpy she'd have, it would still be you basically just fucking a horse, either way. But this one also just looks more impractical, as a rule. Either way, like, you wouldn't be able to take them back to your place. You'd have to go to their place, which is almost always a stable, because there's just not enough space.
I would date a centaur.
I feel like a centaur would throw me around, you know?
No, it's got the mind of a human.
Oh, okay.
And you could just like ride a centaur.
Mm-hmm.
With consent, of course.
You could
Consentar, if you will.
ride it around.
Harpies!
I think we can all agree. What is the worst kind of monster girl?
The harpy.
Yes.
It's the harpy. Know what a harpy is, Blake?
No, sir. What are those, wings?
A harpy, Blake, is a human-bird hybrid. The arms are wings.
His face!
And the feet are replaced with bird talons.
Dirty.
Hard to date.
Big old clawy feet.
Yeah, their feathers would always be matted. They'd often smell like carrion because they eat the dead. They'd be molting all the time. They'd just be like, you know, just feathers everywhere.
I like them thick. That's why I like the centaur. You know, very, you know.
Yeah, I mean they're like 80% booty. I understand that.
Harpies are.
How big is it? How small is it? Is it
Oh
tiny?
no, it's a person.
so-
No,
okay.
it's no, Blake. You're whoa. Does plucking the feathers hurt?
Probably.
And she's got those claws that would probably attack you almost like without her having any input into it. So it would just be a disaster waiting to happen. She would be able to, in theory, lift you up to fly, but she couldn't hold you properly. Like, she couldn't hold anything properly.
Monster. Who's the real monster here, huh?
Slime Girl!
Show them the.
Don't go... You couldn't have a romantic dinner with them because you couldn't have an open flame around them.
Slime.
You know what a slime girl is? Well,
No, nothing comes to my head.
that's why you're here. A slime girl is usually just depicted as a slime that can change its shape.
Like a girl, but her entire body is like that slime.
So you couldn't really grip onto her?
Well, I mean, she's not like water. It's like, it's slimy, you know?
Yeah, you'd slap her and then her hand would kind of like absorb your... her ass would absorb your hand. Like, how she'd have sex would be completely up to the mood that she has because it's all just... Because her body is all just one object, you know?
It's kind of like a, you know, mochi.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like it's like a kind of...
I like the texture
But
of mochi.
I think, can the slime girl change her viscosity at will? Can become very watery or like more... And they're kind of like, you can kind of see through them. You know, they're like a slime.
Yeah, you'd be able to see through them. They would want you for your, probably just your moisture and nutrients. it's probably not. It's probably not going to be a consensual relationship straight off the bat. Like, they don't care.
Slime.
Okay.
You know, like Jello. Imagine a girl made out of Jello. Do you think you would enjoy being?
He needs more water.
And like a big, like a giant bowl of Jello that can shapeshift and move.
Well, I've watched enough hentai that has Jello getting fucked as the audio. So, you know, it's very... I'll know what it sounds like anyway. And you probably have as well.
By its own free will.
Well, is it like warm? So like if I am cuddling with it, you can keep me warm
Maybe
at night?
room temperature.
Room temperature. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be like leaving a bottle of water out. You know, after a while it would just become the same temperature as the room. And you know, she'd probably take your heat from you.
Temp.
That's good. You know, because nothing. I don't like cold. You know what I mean? When you see.
Yeah, if you threw her in the microwave for a little bit.
Oh god.
Right. You know, I gotcha. And I like scooped her up in a little Tupperware.
Yeah, pop her in the...
And she like kind of heated up a little bit, and she came out. She's like dazed because she's just been like microwaved. She's like, oh god. But she would recover because she's a slime. You know, all you need is just add some water. But yeah, you could make her warm, I think.
Picture in my head
Can
now.
you eat the slime? I imagine it tastes like a ramune. You know, like a refreshing Japanese like sparkling soda. They regenerate, I think. I'd be in there. You know, it'd be sexy time.
Would you be able to like jump into her and fuck her from the inside out? Would you be able to like swim to the outside of her like the slimes from D&D, you know?
I'd be in bed, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is great." And she'd be like, "What?"
You sick man, Professor. You sick man.
Write that down. Write it down.
She's like, "What's happening?"
Professor would eat a slime girl.
No, spider girls are weird. You're just fucking a spider. It's the same principle. There are other ones you could go to. You could go to, for example, they didn't bring up mermaids once. Or cyborgs. Hell, vampires count. But then, of course, that would apply to necrophilia. I wonder if Cobes would fuck a slime girl.
Why don't you come up? What do you think a spider girl?
I mean, well, it's got a girl head, of course, right? And then it's probably just got a really tiny little body, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's what it looks like. That's a spider girl.
That's your spider girl.
Yeah, that's 100% a spider girl.
We're dealing with this kind of situation, like.
Oh my gosh.
So no to the spider girl. Because it's a no for me. You're in the bedroom. Right. Okay. There is something.
I mean, she kind of like just. And you nut and flubber. Technically you could, but that's only if the flubber wants the flubber to take in the nut. But if you're just coming on the outside of it, then that works too. Like, imagine you waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning and then this thorax monster comes down and, I don't know, fucking webs your dick.
Sexy about like.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's kinky stuff, Professor. That's kinky.
Uh-oh. And she fucking sucks my fucking...
Dissolves her insides. It's just regular straps. I mean, like...
Yeah, like, who's to say we can't practice bondage if I date a centaur?
Yeah.
She's got hands, she just like...
Yeah, but you'd need a very strong roof for a bondaging a centaur. course, she could do that to you. You look tiny, so.
Exactly. You know, like Wild West, and like I'm being pulled a rope. Yeah, a rope. She's galloping. She pulls you. I'm getting fucking. When you make love to a centaur, you're getting frisky and it's fun. But in the middle of the night, if I lived on the ranch, right, and we're going at it, me and the centaur girl, I would need, if it got out of hand, I would like blow my whistle, and clowns would come out and they'd be like.
You better be taking notes. There's a test at the end of the week for that. How normies get corrupted? Very easily. Most normies are already on board with cartoons to varying degree. Because they saw, if they didn't have a crush growing up, then they saw Jessica Rabbit and like Lola Bunny and people like that. And that did it for them. JJ gets kicked out of the store. We need some JJ love. We need to know how much he has been doing. Has he been doing well? He looks so much like Joe, it's weird.
Hi, do you have plastic forks?
Will you please leave the store?
Yes, I will gladly leave the store. Just looking around for some plastic forks, please excuse me.
No,
if you want to take your camera outside and then come back in and ask for forks, that's fine. But if you don't take your camera outside, I will call the police. We have a policy not to have cameras in the store.
Good.
So please take it outside and stop filming me.
Dude. All right. Please excuse me. Excuse me, do you have any plastic forks?
Please go outside and leave.
Just give him the damn plastic fork.
Take that outside and come back in without it.
Dispatch.
I'm always terrified of something like this happening when I'm live streaming.
Just need a plastic fork. Please excuse me.
What the hell's in his hair? A bird shit. Why you got bird shit in your hair there, JJ?
The frick.
Oh dear, they expressed themselves. Oh, it's snowing, okay.
Alright.
Doggo!
Looking great, everybody. You look so good.
Yeah?
Oh.
Oh no! JJ, your gentle soul is not enough to placate this Cerberus.
Hello, are these your dogs? Oh. It's okay. Farewell.
Farewell.
Excuse me.
Would you just leave people alone,
Do you have
JJ?
any plastic forks? Do you have any utensils, like plastic utensils or something? Just looking for some utensils.
You need plastic utensils? Why are you filming me?
Oh, for no reason. Well, I guess if there were a reason, if I could put a reason to this, I'd want it to be the highest reason.
JJ, I think the highest reason is well established with you right now.
And so, I guess I don't really know.
Plastic fork. I usually
Drugs. JJ is high as fuck.
Exercising really well today. Like really radiating throughout the parking lot. And, like...
I wonder what goes through JJ's head. Like, does anything go through his head? Does he just immediately go, person? And then he just kind of waddles towards them.
We're just bathed in your shadows.
He doesn't know what he's gonna do when he talks to them.
Thank you. God bless you, and I love your pin.
Oh, thank you.
Our Lady.
You don't have one? Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Leave her alone.
You're welcome. Yo.
Well, maybe they do actually. Can you please just please film outside of the window, or you can feel free to speak with the chat users if you like. Feel free to do whatever around.
He is so scared of not being filmed 24 hours a day. It's fucking... It's kind of sad, actually. I mean, I have to force myself to be like, wait a minute, camera. Oh, yeah. He's like, no, I need a camera on me at any given time. If not, it didn't happen. Let's see. Alright, we got one more video to go. So let's have a look. I want to watch that next week. Chicken, homeless guy, one Sonic, discuss Billy John, Ella Ghetto. Let him hit the pen. One of Blade's worst streams, really drunk or dono baiting. Well, he could be both. Ding. Now that Baked Alaska is out of prison, I wonder how much he's gonna try to get back in with the IP2 crowd.
Yeah, I'm really not talking about it.
Him and JJ having a conversation is one of the best things ever.
Song. It's a background noise. That's amazing. Let's figure it out. I want to get lit.
Why is it always Jaeger with him? Fuck's sake. That shit just destroys your stomach lining so goddamn quickly. By the way, guys, after this video, I'm going to end the stream and then start up pretty soon after a new one over on Twitch. We're going to be playing some Final Fantasy VII OG. I'll be playing that for the next few hours. I'm going to restock on my liquids. Maybe not coffee.
Ooh, better cool that shit off. Better cool that shit off, baby. Baby. Okay, cool. I know.
Why does she put up with him?
Starburst I bought for me.
Honestly, she just...
That's good. That's good for the soul, dude. Dude, alcohol never killed nobody, dude.
You're very much proof to the contrary, because it's been killing you for years.
Dude, as a person that's like dying from alcohol, like, come with me. Hail Mary, run quick, see. Come figure it out.
And he, killed my dad. Is killing Cobra.
You wouldn't want to disturb people. Oh, I'm so fucking drunk. How did I get this drunk? How did this happen? Oh, they should do murder mysteries about me. Like 20 years from now, figure out how I got to figure out this person.
Fuck. Probably you got this drunk because you drank alcohol and your blade, so. I was like Shabisky stoned?
Dude, anybody that spends more than $10 on a keyboard, I laugh at you.
And like when I like laugh at you, I get in a laughing fit, and I like, I fucking like. All right,
Face is so red.
Every time I at you, the better version of yourself grew up and it fucked up your documentary. That's all. It fucked up your documentary.
I'm sure it made sense to you at the time.
Billabong Matt. Okay. That's what I noticed. Dude, I'm so against this key in the ignition shit that you don't do. Oh, I don't have to use the key. I'm retarded. Fuck out of here, dude. Fuck out of here, dude. I am a very lit. I got some fucking figured outers. Oh.
The last time he was sober for any period of time, it actually looked like he was doing better for himself, but no, he just relapses. Like that.
There's one guy butt. Not smoking some butt. I'm lit. What up?
Yes. Go to engage.
No spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. I will say this. I got spoiled one time. I hate how all you guys... Okay, that guy who camps was bald as fuck, and what I did, but like figured out... Yes. I used to watch that guy who camps a lot. And he ruined Eli.
I have no idea
What is it called?
who he's talking about.
The Eli Booker Rhodes.
I just realized he looks like he's been losing a little bit of weight, and that's probably not the good type. He's probably been losing weight because he's not eating much. He's just drinking more and vomiting.
Yes, thank you. And I was spoiled.
His body is just falling apart.
Beck. Sorry, love my life. What up, though? Have you seen the Usual Suspects? Have you seen it?
Listen to her. She's so fucking sad.
Okay, so
He is just such a nightmare.
Do you think I spoiled you more than that? I'm really lit. So, dude.
Oh, God.
Never mind. Cancel it. Just be awesome. Let's drink some water.
I don't get nude when I get that level of drunk. Weird. Like, so many... that's a very American thing to do, I noticed. When they get shit-faced. Ben does that. He often takes his shirt off for any reason.
The Russ's Jaeger is nothing. Look at it. Oh my goodness. Ew.
I got like a ginger beer in there in the fridge, but I'm not gonna touch it until honestly, I don't know. Maybe next week if I have a drink.
I should have bought another bottle to figure this shit out, dude. Pacific time.
He spends money on booze so he can then go and get donos for being drunk because he has no money. Like, it's pure logic. I'll be still dealing with the occasional bouts of drinking, but he has about 10 years left on him at that. Wonder how long Cobes has. Right, he's going. He probably has a bit more than 10, but not by much. I'd say 15. And as he gets sadder and sadder, and he'll drink more and more, and he'll eat more and more terrible food. And eventually it will come to a point of no return. And I think even if he got into a relationship right now, it wouldn't last, and that would just send him down a bigger spiral. I mean, I want to be wrong about him, but is his cobes. Yeah, he's living a better life than Blade right here. Both get absolutely blackout drunk though. Hell, that's how Blade just operates all the time. I could not do that. Oh my god, just the sheer amount of just the sheer amount of drinking. It's looks so unfun. At the end of the day, what's the point of drinking if you're not going to have fun? I said it's more of an oppressive weight over you, you know? I couldn't do that. Even when I was super depressed, like, I wouldn't get that level of drunk. I'd be more likely to stuff my face and have a few drinks, and then get groggy and go to sleep. Which isn't great either, but... Anyway. What has been great has been this show. It's been a good laugh, and I'm glad I actually put some content out for once. Not that complicated. But I'm going to go now and make up a stream over on Twitch. So if you haven't already, do come on over and we can play some Final Fantasy VII. I'm currently in Calm, having the background story with Sephiroth about his own upbringing, and yeah, to say everything's about to get very fiery. And then we can go and wander around the Calm Plains, grinding and I suppose getting Chocobo if I want. Hope Troy's gonna be there for that. He knows his way around. Anyway, it was a good laugh. Next time I stream here will be sometime next week. So come on over to Twitch. And there you'll see more of me, where I will game. I will not actually steal content from people, but rather make